Welcome, brother.
Yeah. It's your
Callsign
boy.
Wizard. Is that what it is?
I'd be like, this is one of my way I open my videos. What's up, Airsofters? It's your boy, Callsign Wizard. Yeah.
That's funny. Are you from New York? Huh?
No,
Okay.
New Jersey.
Oh, New Jersey. Okay. Oh, that's right. You told me that. That's right.
Well, I lived
I
in
mean,
New Jersey. Most of my life was in Pennsylvania, but
okay. What
they
part?
didn't want me over there.
They didn't want you over there?
They're a little too crazy for Pennsylvania, so New Jersey said they'd take me. Understood.
Nice. Let's try this up. All right. It looks good. Yeah, man. So you just hit me up like
Last week.
Last week, yeah.
It was right after you had Nico on. Because I talked to him a lot on Instagram. So it's like,
okay.
Let's go see if I can get on there.
Hell yeah, dude.
Yeah.
Well, that's what I like about this. That's one of my goals is to kind of connect people or help connect people. Like if they haven't heard of somebody or whatever, or if they have been following somebody on their Instagram and have them on here and kind of get, get to know them a little bit, sometimes on the airsoft field, like you might know somebody, but you don't really, a lot of times you don't get a chance to really stand around and talk to them too much unless you go to like a 3-day milsim,
Yeah, but you get to talk to your squad quite a lot when you're out in the middle of nowhere, in the woods, in a foxhole, just sitting there for hours.
Right.
But, yeah.
Okay. So Nico, yeah. So you guys, he's in Pennsylvania.
Yeah, he's Western Pennsylvania, I believe, or Central Western Pennsylvania.
Yeah. Now, where were you at in Pennsylvania? Where'd you say again?
Pretty much 5 minutes from where Washington crossed the Delaware.
Okay.
In the Revolutionary War, yeah.
Gotcha.
Like I could, back when I rode bikes, I could ride my bike to the crossing if I really wanted to.
Yeah. Okay. And then what took you to New Jersey?
A lot of things. Work originally, but then I started YouTubing, and then it just kind of worked out from there. I was YouTubing a little bit before that, like sporadic videos.
Yeah.
But then I moved to Jersey, and it was so much easier to get to the field because all the fields nearby are in Jersey. Before, it was like an hour and 20 minutes in no traffic at 5 a.m. to get to the field by like 8 o'clock. Like, it was bad. And then now it's like 20 minutes, 28 minutes, I'm at the field.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah. It's a lot better than and also I had to go through Trenton before. Okay. And I was almost carjacked 3 times at different times. So that was kind of
New Jack City over here.
Yeah, it was the funny part. The first time I was almost carjacked, I have the actual thing up here. I had my medieval armor. This is the flag for someone else talking about later. I had my medieval armor in the car, as well as a little metal, well as I had a sword and shield. I just came from an sort of like an ACL kind of event, which is like the Armored Combat League. It's like literally like MMA, but for medieval style knights. And I got out of the car, and it was first of all, a car stopped next to me, in front of me, beside me, and the guardrails on this side. And I'm like, I'm getting carjacked. There's no way I'm not. And I drive like a 2012 Acura that is 200. I think I had 220,000 miles on it at that point.
Why would they waste the time? It's not a bad car, but
no. But I mean, the only thing worth anything at that point was probably the catalytic converter.
Right.
So like, I'm like, what are you trying to steal my car, pal?
Oh, that's crazy.
Like a Mercedes just went by. I was like, but I get out of the car and I start banging my sword on my shield like a freaking Viking. And they took one look at me. One guy's got like a Glock 18C, like a real one with an extended mag pointed sideways, like he's gonna break every bone in his wrist if he tried to shoot at me. I just got out of the car like, you're gonna shoot me anyways. Why not just try to scare him off? So I start banging and screaming at the top of my lungs with my sword and shield, and they all got back in their cars and zoomed off.
Holy shit! Good for you, man.
That was probably one of the scarier moments I've had in Jersey so far.
I'm sure. Like, dude, you're about to get shot.
Yeah, the other 2 times was less, I don't know, fun.
Yeah, right.
It was just they just one car, and I was just like bigger than they were, and they didn't want to risk it.
Wild, bro. Okay.
Yeah. I guess I drive a soccer mom car, so it's like they think a soccer mom is in it, and then they look in, and then they see a 6'2", burly guy, and then they go, "Yeah, no,
we're not dragging this dude out." Okay.
Yeah. So
that's funny. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So good times in New Jersey.
Yeah. Yeah, it's funny. Like, I don't know. I always think back to like I think Matty Moe's been on here, right?
Mm-hmm.
He's the guy that got me. Yeah, he's the guy that got me into airsoft.
No way.
Yeah.
How?
It was funny. Yeah, like this is the backstory to this. I would not be airsofting right now if it wasn't for him.
Shout out Matty Moe.
His kindness on a gaming console.
Damn.
We met. We were both swimming around Parcel Storm on Battlefield 4 on the Xbox, trying to find the Megalodon, and he randomly invited me to a party. And he invited me to a party. I joined the party, and he was like, "I didn't actually expect you to join, but welcome." And we started talking, and I told him that I went to the West Point Paintball Combat Classic, which is like a big paintball event at West Point. That I don't know if they do it now, but And he was like, "Yeah, you can try Airsoft." And then from there, we used to play Battlefield 4 a lot. Then we moved on to COD, 2019, and then the rest is history. I went up to RPC at Harris Farm for 2 different events that were on 2 different days in the same weekend, and I played there, and I was like, "This is awesome! I gotta do more of this."
Dude, that's wild. Okay.
Yeah, if it wasn't for Battlefield 4 and for that one faded moment of we're both looking for the same Easter egg at the same time. Yeah.
And you happen to live fairly close. I mean, within,
within drive.
Yeah.
Like I could have lived in like Beijing and he could have lived in New Hampshire and we would have been like, "Oh," but no. Yeah.
Dude, I'm going to tell you, what's wild is so when you're playing on Xbox, you know somebody's gamer tag, but you might talk with them on a headset, and then like you met him, and I know that the lobbies for years have kind of grouped regions together because the ping is faster, I guess, or whatever. But you still play with people around the world all the time. Yeah. But so I worked at GameStop years ago from 2007 to 2010. So we did a GameStop like job fair one weekend. Okay. This is probably like my first year into GameStop. So all the managers had to interview. So we had like 4 managers in the store, and we were all these tables set up, and we had people come in. Shit tons of people showed up. Okay, and like they put an ad on the radio and all kind of shit. So so we were doing our hiring for the holiday stuff. So it was like October or August, September.
Seasonal hours. Yeah.
So anyway, I'm talking to this guy. I'm interviewing him. Okay, this tall, skinny black dude. Okay, and I'm like, as we're talking, I'm asking about games. He's like, "Yeah, my favorite game right now is Gears of War," and I was on Gears of War. I was actually on a team that played in tournaments on like MLG. I don't know, Major League Gaming. Stuff, through that Battle.net or whatever, Battle something or whatever. And so anyway,
I was on an amateur COD team in 2019.
Okay, yeah, we were not good. Okay, we weren't good. We liked to play together. It was fun, to kind of up that a competition, I guess, to to play that way. So anyway, so I was playing, tons of Gears of War. So I was like, "Oh yeah, that's my game too, man. I've been playing a ton, And I'm like, my gamer tag's E-Rock, and he goes, "What?" He goes, I can't. I'm blanking on his gamer tag right now.
There's no way.
But it was we played on the same team, not on the tournament team, but on the non-tournament teams. Like, we played together all the time. We knew each
That's
other.
great.
I was like, dude, I thought your voice sounded familiar. It was so crazy, like that he lives in the same area and shows up to this GameStop for an interview out of the blue. And here it is. I've known this guy for like a year on
Really?
Xbox.
That's
It was
cool.
crazy, bro. So anyway, it was wild. Yeah. It's
Yeah.
cool when you meet somebody like that from that you know online.
Yeah, and then
person.
like I was ironically, I'm showing one of my buddies Airsoft on Saturday. We're gonna go to the field for his first time, and we met through someone online who was in Colorado. So I'm assuming that he's in Colorado. And then I start hearing him talk about the Phillies, and I was like, there ain't no way. Like, where are you from? And he just goes, oh, I live on yada yada street in Philadelphia. And then I was like, this 30 minutes from my house.
Oh, that's crazy,
So that
dude.
was cool.
Okay.
So, and then that was interesting. So then and then we lost touch because he moved to PlayStation, and then he called me just like maybe 4 or 5 days ago, saying that he was moving back to Xbox, and I was like, well, I don't know if I told you that I moved to Jersey, and he was like, well, really? What part of Jersey? And I was like, well, I live in Voorhees now, and he goes, dude, ain't no way. I'm moving 20 minutes from Voorhees.
Oh my god.
Like he closed on his house like 3 days ago. I was dying laughing. I was like, no, what happened to me?
That's wild. Okay.
Yeah. So now I'm going to see what we can go airsofting, and then from airsoft, we're going to go furniture shopping with him.
Oh shit.
I used to work. I don't know. I can't speak today. I used to work at Ashley Furniture, so I know all the ins of like how to negotiate furniture prices. Yeah.
Right. Oh, that's wild. Okay. So when you met Matty Moe online and he told you to go try airsoft, you went out to like I mean, you didn't go to the same field as him, right? Because he's like
the first time I played airsoft was supposed to be Captivus. It was supposed to be a mill sim.
Oh shit!
It didn't happen because my mom got COVID the week of Captivus, and I didn't want to risk infecting anybody.
Yeah.
So I was, damn it! Just as I was getting ready, so it was. I bought a bunch of stuff. I was getting ready to camp out and the whole spiel. I had like a KWA M4. Like I was really getting ready for it, and then that happened. And then my mom ended up during Captivus testing negative on the last day. So then I ended up going and having dinner with the Mobros at this tavern after Captivus. That was pretty cool. And then from there we planned my first airsoft outing was at his local fields, Harris Farms and RPC.
Okay.
4 events. Like it was interesting. And then before that, I think I went to Range 14 in Jersey once. Yeah. Okay. I'm going crazy. Before that, I went to Range 14 at Fort Dix, I think it was. Yeah, it was a great field. Like it was run so well. The field was on a military base.
Nice.
It was literally like a training area the military wasn't using that they rented out to Range 14. It was very awesome.
Yeah.
And then the guys that ran Range 14 got deployed, and it was over. But hey, they got deployed to the same unit. I was very like, yeah, that's awesome.
That's wild. Okay.
Yeah.
So you already had some like you started getting airsoft gear like right after he told you about trying it, or did you already have some before that?
I got a helmet on Amazon, not the best choice.
Yeah.
I had a one of those like like a biker looking leather chest rig / like dinosaur hunter looking vest. It was the cheapest stuff. I love it. I love it. Have a Fast 12 saying "Clever Girl." That's literally what it looked like. I still have I think it's in my car. I had like this cowboy hat I wore. It was so fun. It's like warp softening is one of my favorite things. I'll go out to the field and I'll have I wear a kilt I'll have a kilt, no
Oh, you
shirt, and a sword and shield, and I'll just be like, "Fist Jochen," or some stupid thing like
What?
that. Yeah. I'll go
Okay.
out to the field and just run full on the Scott kit, I
So
call it.
you saw so Nico, he does the kilt thing. Okay.
Yeah. We're planning on doing a collaboration video with the both of us shirtless in kilts with melee weapons only.
Oh shit, dude, who's
Yeah.
this guy? You're gonna have to get with this guy. He's on TikTok.
Okay.
I think his name's Operator. I don't know if he's an airsofter, but
Okay.
he is. His thing on TikTok is wearing a kilt with no shirt.
I love that.
I'm gonna see who it is here.
That's great. And I've been working out recently, so I look a little more. I look a lot less, eyesore-ish when you look at me with no shirt now. I've lost almost 100 pounds so far.
Damn, bro.
Yeah.
Good for you, man.
I weighed myself the other day. I think I was like 223 or 4 or something like that.
Okay.
And I started at 311.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was in the same boat. I'm not too far behind you. I've got about 40 more pounds to go. I was 325, almost 330, and then I actually lost quite a bit. I was down to 240, 245, something like that, back just a few months ago. And then we went on vacation, went to Utah. Now we didn't walk a lot there, but we hung out with my daughter and, the family and stuff. And they cooked. My daughter's a good cook. She cooked all the time. We were eating like all this food and drinking every night. And so I came back. I'm trying to work all that shit off. But yeah. Oh, good for you, man. Yeah. That's
awesome. You can tell I don't really diet. There's McDonald's on my desk, and underneath the McDonald's are brownies.
Oh shit.
I don't diet. I still eat awful, but I guess I have good genes. I don't know. When working out, if I stay to a regimen, I could just lose weight. I don't know what it is. I think if I cut out the brownies, I'd probably just become like Shredamon or whatever. But like, I don't know.
Yeah, right. Okay, so look, I want anyone watching, and then you guys too. Let me turn this brightness down. Hold on.
Yeah.
This is the guy I just found on TikTok, the bearded operator.
Okay.
Okay, so he does. Let me show you. He does. Okay, here we go. It says. This girls say, "Oh, I guess there's no men in kilts and no shirts."
Oh, I think I've seen this.
Have you seen that?
This guy popped up on my feed a couple times. Yeah.
Okay. Well, it's gonna pop up more now because it just heard it. Okay, but yeah, I don't think I haven't seen anything on his page. It's like a airsoft, but I gotta get kilted guys. Got to unite, man.
Him, a fire team of kilt, no shirt.
Yeah, shirtless kilted guys.
It's gonna be great.
There's this old dude. He's probably close to 70. He does TikTok and Instagram and all that kind of stuff, YouTube, and he's got a big following. But he does construction, so like drywall. He's a master at drywall. He's been doing drywall for like 45 years. Okay. And he does instructional videos on drywall, but he wears a kilt all the time. I think it's called the kilted drywaller, kilted. I
respect that.
Anyway, so he's
when I worked at Lowe's, I wore my kilt to work.
Oh, really?
I did, yeah.
Oh, that's wild. Okay.
Although it was funny how many times I'd get from someone walking through the door. I applaud your individuality. I'm like,
I was going to say.
Yeah, it's not a shirt, it's a kilt.
Yeah, it means something different. Yeah, it's
heritage.
Yeah, right.
And I don't know how they thought it was a skirt because it's multicam.
Yeah, but there's well, that's like so now like the kilt is kind of ruined with that, right? It's kind of blended in with that trans. You get clumped in with that, and then my wife tried to buy. my granddaughter turned 5 in July, and she wanted to buy her these little headphones for her because my wife plays Roblox with her. So our granddaughter will play Roblox with my wife and her other grandma, and of course her mom and dad, just family. So she wanted to get her these little headphones that hooks to the iPad or whatever, and they had, I don't know, I think it was a unicorn thing or whatever, and the whole thing was like rainbow and then a unicorn horn. And I go, you can't get her that. And she was like, why not? She didn't know about all this stuff going on. And I said, no, you can't get her that. Everyone that sees her is going to think that her parents are trying to get her to be trans thing, for little kids. And no, I'm not saying anything negative or positive or nothing about it. I'm saying that kind of thing is stereotyped into that group now, and we can't get away from it. So I was like, yeah, we can't use rainbow. It's kind of sucks.
It's like,
because you're making a statement.
It's
and it killed too.
Like, you look back to like children's cartoons when I was a kid, and like when, like for instance, like Avatar: The Last Airbender, when that came out. Yeah. The third season, I remember this one episode where Sokka was training with the sword, and I remember that episode because it was awesome. I like swords. If you didn't figure that out already, I love swords. But and he's like, one thing is like he has to train, and this is Samurai did this where they would train where they'd look at a landscape, and then their master or their warlord would turn them around and make them paint it. And it was like to test how your intake in like the first 10 seconds of battle is like the most important. Okay. And it was to test like, and they progressively get better at assessing situations faster by just painting different landscapes with their memory, because it also jogs your instant memory. Okay. And Sokka turned around and he saw this like, it's like a landscape with waterfalls, mountains in the background. He turns around and there's like a rainbow going across it and there's a smiley face. It was so funny. But like that sort of thing is, I don't know. It's a little different now. I don't know.
Well, that's the thing. Like it's almost like branded. It's branded that way. So it's part of this branding thing. It's all clumped in, and you can't really. My wife was like, "Well, I think it's cute. No one's gonna think that." I'm like, "Yeah, they will." And I don't do it. I'm telling you, because I know my son. It's my son's daughter. My son and his wife's daughter. Okay. And we all kind of feel the same. Like we're hey, you want whatever somebody wants to do, go do it, man. That's fine. Sure. Okay. You're not hurting anyone. That's fine. You want to push it on kids. That's where we draw the line. Okay. Like that's not cool. There's that argument's been going around forever, but that's, and the issue is because, these things that are common, common thing like unicorn and rainbows have been, now they're associated with that for so many years now. It's you can't really use it in a way that, that doesn't say that.
Yeah, I mean,
just like you got those people saying, "Oh, look at you, good job." What I'm proud of you for whatever you're doing there. Yeah. You're like, no, I'm not. I'm good. Like it's fine. I'm not wearing it for that. But
I'm a big believer in kids can't make their minds up about anything without their brain being developed a little further.
Oh, for sure.
I mean, like for instance, when I was a kid, I look back at my childhood and I think, I'm so happy my mom stopped me from doing that. Like, there's instances where I look back and be like, thank you, Dad, for doing that.
Yeah, and like,
if you like, I don't know. I feel like it should be illegal experimentation to give people. I would say it's a little like, I don't know. I'm not going to say what age would be appropriate, but like, if you're giving if you're giving kids hormones, that's basically against their will. It's the
Yeah,
same
it is.
basic principle
Because they don't know.
as when people were in before it became openly okay to be
Yeah.
gay or come out about that. There was a lot of people that were closeted about it, and that was wrong. People had to bottle all their stuff down, and
Yeah.
that takes a mental toll on somebody.
Well, the
But
wrong
things
part
like
is
it's the
being
same,
punished, in your
yeah.
community
But it's
for
like the
being that.
same. It's the same thing as forcing someone to hide that feeling of being gay or lesbian, but you're forcing someone that may not, when they're able to choose for themselves, want to take that.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, you got to think of it like that. It's the same basic principle of oppression. It's just
Yeah.
like reverse oppression in modern day, pretty much. That's
Yeah,
my
and that's
opinion on
when
it. But,
as a parent, if you want to teach your kids however you want to teach them,
yeah,
but it's fine. You want to indoctrinate them with whatever your belief system is. That's what America is about. Be free.
yeah,
Okay, but when it comes to physically changing their body,
yeah,
hacking parts off and doing, giving them chemicals that change that kind of stuff, that might be irreversible later on in life. It's like if I said, oh yeah, my 5-year-old said that he wants to be a unicorn, so I take him to a tattoo piercing place and hey, put one of those horns on the front of his head. Have you ever seen those people get horns
yeah.
under their skin?
I knew someone that put horns on his head like he was Darth Maul and got his face tattooed.
Dude,
yeah, he was an interesting guy.
It's wild. I mean, if I said, "Hey, cut his right arm off," because he said he wants to be like this one-armed drummer from Def Leppard, when he's 5 years old, they'd be like, "No, that's illegal. Like, what are you talking about?" So it is. I think when it gets to the physical part, altering their bodies, like, dude, come on, let's use some common sense here. So that's yeah. So unfortunately, your kilt. Now, if you're on the airsoft field, if you all band together, do a thing, it's totally different.
But, yeah. Also, shirtless with a kilt, I would hope no one thinks that it's a skirt, because that would be,
I guess,
indecent exposure to the umpteenth.
I mean, you could paint your face and put like war paint on your chest.
I was
paint your
considering
face
doing
like
blue
Yes,
paint, yeah. I was
Braveheart,
considering
baby.
that.
There you go.
Maybe even just getting like my hand and just going like slapping it on my right man or something.
Yeah, the blue hand.
Yeah.
What video game was that where they had a blue hand paint swath on their thing? But anyway, yeah.
I mean, I was thinking more like the white hand of Saruman in Lord of the Rings.
Oh,
where
okay.
It takes the white chalk and he basically just bitch slaps the orcs and then gives them the white hand print on their face. But yeah, I thought that was hilarious. Basically, he smacks you with an open palm like that, and you have this permanent white tattoo of a hand print on your face as an orc, and it's like the elite, I guess. Who knows?
I mean, it looks cool, right?
Yeah. Like the Yellowstone Ranch, where they brand you with the Y, except it's a magic tattoo.
I branded my boys, not against their will. They wanted to.
Okay, I was gonna be like,
no, they were older teenagers. This is just like I don't know, 7 years ago or something, and we were talking about branding. It's something that I was talking about. This one tattoo I have is on my calf is the same as 3 other guys that we're all in the military together. So we got this Japanese kanji on our leg, and me and comrades, whatever. So anyway, they're like, man, we want to get something like that. They all played football, so they were into the camaraderie, And then the 2 older ones got into airsoft. That's how we started this channel. But so I was like, hey, I could brand you right now. We were just bullshitting around. We had a party. It was like Memorial Day or something like that. Memorial Day weekend, we had a big cookout. We had like 30 or 40 people over here. We're all drunk as shit. Okay. And No, my boys weren't drunk. They weren't. They weren't big drinkers, to be honest. They drank a little bit, but yeah. So it was actually one of these poker things I had in the shed. So it was like steel. You know, I stuck it in the fire, and I was like, and I said, "Are you sure? You sure you want to do it?" Now I took that sucker out. It was red hot, and I was like, I mean, it ain't gonna feel good. You're not really gonna feel it. You don't really feel it that much when you first get it. Okay, when you first get burned, it sizzles just for that split second. It burns, but then if it's hot enough, it burns the nerves, so you don't feel it. The feeling part or the hurting part comes from the next 2 weeks that you're healing. And the skin's peeling off, and you got to put Neosporin on that shit, and it itches, But so I branded each one of them, so now they all have a mark on their arm, so upper arm over here. So yeah.
I was thinking like, was out of curiosity, out of like one of the whimsical thoughts that I have in my brain every once in a while. I was like, what movie brand would look cool, the coolest? And I was like, the P from Pirates of the Caribbean, just the East India Company P on your wrist, just being like, piracy, motherfucker. It'd be funny as hell. If you guys dressed up like Jack Sparrow, you actually have the brand. They're like, who are you?
What?
Yeah.
I made this. Well, we talked about it. It came up one time. I don't have it out here, but the little I can't remember what it's called now. But anyway, the thing that I use the metal stamp that I use, I heat it up and I heat the wax. Okay. When I write these letters to people, I don't know if you've ever seen them on my channel, but on my Instagram, I'll write letters to people. So we used to do all these giveaways on our channel, and like one a month, sometimes 2 a month. And whoever the winner was, I would handwrite this letter on like old parchment paper, okay? And I would use a inkwell, inkwell pen that I dipped in ink, okay? And I'd handwrite it. And then at the bottom right, I had this bright, this dark red wax.
Yeah.
And I drip it on
getting
there.
A signet ring with my logo of my channel on it, just like
there you go.
Yeah,
so, and that's basically what it is. So I ordered one of these custom-made stamps that have the 4 wax, wax seal. Yeah, the wax seal. So, and so anyway, because I had branded my sons before we started the channel, and then we got that, and I was doing that with the letters and the red wax. My boys were like, "Oh, you should heat it up and put it on our arm or something, with our logo, the T and the triangle." I was like, "Nah." It sounds cool.
When do 3 guys get in the room and it does not result in some form of pain? That's my question.
Yes. All right, stand over there. I'm going to shoot you with this, 2.5 joule sniper right in the back or whatever. So let's see what happens,
First one to scream loses.
So I was talking to somebody in the UK. This is like over a year ago. I was talking to one of the girls in the UK, and they said it was one of their friends' birthdays, or maybe it was their birthday, when they went to the field that weekend. And their tradition at that field is, and I guess a lot of fields in the UK, if it's your birthday, you get shot from everyone that's at the field that day. So they don't mag dump or nothing, I don't think. They just saw one, whatever. But still, if there's 50 people there, bro. So she had a video on her Instagram of getting shot on her birthday.
Like firing squad, pretty much.
Yeah, firing squad. Yep.
Yeah. I was contemplating doing a video in December for my birthday. My birthday always falls at Rev at Battle Hack. Like it always falls that weekend.
Okay.
So I'm thinking of doing a birthday video where I do like a gauntlet style, just run through town getting shot by everybody. I'm thinking of doing that. This would be funny.
Kilt, no shirt, let everybody shoot you.
The funny thing is, one of my first times going to Battle Hack, it was one of the Fertile Crescent events. It was in August back then, And this is the reason they no longer hold it in the late summer. Because it was 113 degrees with 85% humidity.
Oh my God.
I ended up, by the end, I started the event in, like a Hawaiian style, sort of like this kind of shirt, my kilt, and I had like PT booty shorts under the kilt. I ended up finishing the event in just the booty shorts.
Oh, I'm sure.
It was awful, but it was fun. It was great. The event was amazing, but the heat was insanely bad. There were more people swimming in the pond than there were playing airsoft, I think. It became one gigantic Balahack beach party.
Oh yeah, sure. Oh,
That's when the
crazy.
beach club started getting really popular at the Fertile Crescent. That was great.
Okay.
Yeah, now I have a player faction at Balahack. I started the. Long story short, Matty Mo is one of the heads behind this again. What does he not have his paws in these days?
Right.
So we're in Grimnir Tactical's Discord. Before the first Anthropos event happened, Matty made a meme about, like, I forget what the meme exactly was. It was like about the Gonk droid from Star Wars being God, and then I from there went Gonk wills it, and from there it just took off. So now I have like the flag you see behind me, which is the Gonk droid with the blasters, and Gonk wills it at the bottom. Now I have to set the V1 flag. I have a V2 flag, much bigger. I'm going to get a flagpole for it. It's going to be at our base camp at Rev Omega. And then I have patches for it, like the whole spiel. Where's one of my patches is on the ground somewhere. Here it is. Fell off the thing when I moved it. Come on. This is the V2 patch. Like, there you go. It's like the Twin Sons of Tatooine with like it's like synthwave sand. It's like 80s synth looking, but it's sand. It's really interesting patch. And then like it's so fun just to go to Balahack and then have people to say you're walking by in the posse of the Knights of Gonk, and you just hear someone go, "Gonk wills it," and you're just like, "Yes, my brother, the Gonk God is the one true Gonk." And he just goes through the whole thing. It's so fun. Just being such a nerd at this event. It's great. Like when Swamp Sniper drops his video on Fertile Crescent 8, we had about 20 to 40 people at one point that were with our faction. And you basically hear, I guarantee you'll hear Gonk wills it, or KOG, or Knights of Gonk, or On Me, Gonk of the Faith, or whatever. Some form of Gonk, you're going to hear it in multiple times in every of his episodes.
Oh, that's wild. Okay.
It's so fun. Like, it's one of my favorite things about Airsoft is, like, you can say the stupidest thing, and it'll start into a big thing. I was watching The Kingdom of Heaven, which is like a Crusader movie, and then one scene where they're like, "There must be war. God wills it," and then I just made the meme, "Gonk wills it," and that became like this big thing that is now in like 5 countries.
Holy shit, that's awesome!
I got followers in 5 countries, and I have one person in the armed forces on his dog tag says, "Follower of the Gonk." So the funny thing is, I had to submit stuff, like for his tombstone, because he is actually registered as a follower of Gonk. I had to submit things. Like, yes, like the V1 patch is basically the tombstone. Not that's the V2 patch, right? V1.
Oh, that's wild.
So like it's really weird, like having have that designed and everything. Instead of saying Gonk Squad, which is the original name, it's follower of the Gonk, and then it's Gonk wills it, or all is Gonk wills it, I believe, is on the tombstone.
That's wild.
It's crazy. And the funniest thing is the V1 patch was just the icon for the Gonk droid in Lego Star Wars: The Complete Saga. So his tombstone is the Lego Gonk droid from the 2000s.
Oh my god, that's wild.
I was dying, and it's just so fun just to put that, and it's actually a thing.
Now, is that your favorite event you've been to so far? Is the Rev or stuff?
So my favorite Larksoft event is the Rev Fertile Crescent series. That
Okay.
is far and away my favorite LARPsoft event that I've ever been
Yeah.
to. Milsim wise, I don't know. It's a toss up, but I want to say um, the one aspect I really liked about Hammerfall was the beach landing where we were in U-Haul trucks and they rolled us up and we had to get out of the U-Haul truck like we were landing on a space lander in like combat. It was so cool.
Yeah. I think
And
isn't
I
that the
was
one that Matty Mo was talking about the one time? Okay. That might
Yeah,
have been.
possibly. I was
Hmm.
in his U-Haul truck. You can hear him in
Okay.
the video on my channel. He's like, "LMG's up to the front." That was when I had my L86, which was the chicken winger of LMGs
Oh
because I had a
God.
box mag and a bullpup.
That's
That was
the guy I talked to in the UK. He's actually part of. He was in the military. He's in the
okay.
military, active duty over there. He's part of the Royal Air Force, the RAF,
Yeah,
and he was on base in his barracks while he was when
really.
we were did the thing. So you could hear jets taking off in the background.
Yeah,
So I go. We were talking about military stuff and training and guns, and he said, "Yeah, we have the L86 whatever." And I was like, "Huh, I can't remember which one that is. Do you guys like it?" And he was like, "No, we
they
fucking
hate it.
hate it."
They
And
hate it.
he's from Scotland, so he has this accent, and
I
he's
love
like
that.
he's ripping this thing apart. He's like, "No, man, it's got none of us like it.
Yeah,
It's got this funky thing. You kind of chicken wing. You gotta
yeah.
your thumb can get caught in this thing if you do it wrong." I'm like, "Holy shit, that sounds crazy, bro."
Yeah, the charging handle is a big issue because it's
Yeah.
like a unique charging handle, and you got to put your thumb on this little indent and pull it back. You can't do it this way; you have to do it upwards.
Oh God,
And because if you do it
that's
this
what
way,
he's
your
talking
pinky will
about.
get stuck in the thing.
Yeah.
Literally, your pinky will get stuck inside the gun if you do it underhanded. So you have to do it overhanded with your thumb. It's like, ugh,
Oh hell no.
yeah, it's so weird. And then the foregrip is in the rear.
Yeah, exactly. Well, I mean, it's
I was like,
a
I mean,
friggin'
it helps you maneuvering on a bipod, but then it's just dead weight
a
while you're carrying it
bullpup.
the rest of the time. Yeah, it's bullpup.
Okay, I'm
That's
going
why
to
I
your
had to
YouTube
chicken
channel
wing
right
it.
now.
Yeah.
I'm pulling. I'm gonna share the screen and pull your. Oh yeah, I see. Okay, okay. You got your intro video right here. All right, cool. Let's. I'm gonna share the screen
Right.
and pull up your channel for
Well,
everybody.
so I hope I'm ready. I don't know. Jesus.
Huh?
No. I hope so. Let's see. What video you got there? Hey, it's my average. I got that gun the day it was live because I lived near the Navrich warehouse.
Oh, okay.
So that's why it did so well because I got it so early.
Mm-hmm.
I actually, fun fact, I have the new G36 Navrich gun. It's coming very soon, Sunday or Monday.
Okay.
I got it. I'm getting it early at a field that is lucky enough to have the first shipment in the U.S. So that review is going up as soon as I can do it.
Nice.
So
Hell yeah, dude.
yeah, it'll be fun.
It looks like you did the same thing we do. Like throw the instructions out. We don't need that shit.
Yeah, I think that was the little
Okay.
foam thing.
Right.
Yeah, my favorite video I just did is my favorite season 1 video, which is the one with the gigantic rifle bag instead of my normal giveaway bag. It's directly under the. It's the first one on the list.
Right here.
That one, I love that one. It's so funny. Because fun fact, none of my videos are scripted.
Yeah.
They're all just
Yeah, that's
whatever.
how.
They're all just literally like, oh, and you can tell in this video, like, there's no way I could have even designed any of it. Like, this is probably the most expensive prize anyone pulled out. An Ultra Saber's lightsaber.
Really?
I had that in the far corner, and the reason why I gave people like 5 seconds was because I had expensive stuff in there.
Yeah.
But of course, she
So wait a
goes
minute.
and
So
people.
explain this now. This is a giveaway you're doing.
Yeah. So what I do normally is I have like a little duffel bag, and I have a bunch of patches and some airsoft parts, and sometimes I have like mags and stuff. And what I do is I have like a patch, and I pull a patch out, and I say, "Would you like this patch?" or would you like one thing from the bag? That's how I do these days. Back in the
Oh,
day,
okay.
before I had that bag and that idea of exactly how I wanted to do this stuff, I had one of my gun bags, and I just threw a bunch of stuff in there. And I've given away like an EOTech sight in the bag once. That was expensive too.
What?
Yeah, like,
And these are things that you bought?
yeah. I mean, people comment like dollar store prizes, and then they see an EOTech, and you're just like, bleh. It's because
Holy
people don't rummage
shit,
around
bro!
enough. Yeah.
You got the big money
Yeah.
giveaways going on.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes you don't know. That one's funny because that guy was like, "Yep, not happening." I gotta say that one was semi scripted because what happened was that guy was. I was like, I want to try to film some promo stuff for this new LMG, which is
Yeah.
a full weight. They don't make those anymore. It's the
Oh,
actual weight
okay.
of the 240 Bravo, so it's literally as heavy as like.
Yeah,
Oh,
it's like 13 pounds or some shit. Yeah.
it's over 20 pounds with the full box
Wow.
mag.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Full
And
box
I was
mag.
like, I gotta get some footage of this before I drop it. So, yeah.
And then this one, you're giving away a patch at the.
Yeah. And then I ask if he wants the patch of the bag. I think this guy just takes the patch, yeah.
Okay. He didn't even know. He didn't even know what he missed.
Yeah. That one's fun. That one's I was the last patch before I went for a restock on my giveaways. And I had them rock, paper, scissors for it. They were
Okay,
both previous giveaway people.
Is she a player on Airsoft? Was she wearing this to play Airsoft?
No,
Dude.
she didn't play that day, unfortunately.
Oh, I was gonna say that's brave. You're about to get pelted everywhere, bro.
I mean, if you look at my lower legs right now, they're pretty messed up from tilted play. Because I have a kilt and then I have a riot shield and a sword. So where are you going to shoot? You're going to shoot your leg.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh, you got Star Wars patch and everything. Okay.
Yeah, I got a bunch of patches. That patch I got at Battlehack, actually, the Star Wars patch. It was on a patch wheel. And I got one of my favorite ones that I got and I gave away ever was the F bomb. It was literally a nuclear bomb with a big F drawn on it.
Oh, yeah.
I love that patch.
That's cool.
So good. Yeah. I don't know where the other one went. I had two of those, and I was going to give them both away, and then this. You'd be surprised. Well, someone actually tried to run away with my giveaway bag once.
No way.
Yeah, I mean, there's one where this guy was kidding. That was my AAP01 giveaway.
Okay.
That was my. I think it was my 500 sub giveaway.
Gotcha.
That was pretty cool.
Well, that probably wasn't that long ago because you had
Yeah, well, the
you're
giveaway
almost at 1,000,
started,
and once it goes past 500, you kind of go kind of quick.
Yeah,
or whatever.
I had 175 subs in August.
Okay.
Well, recently I had my best retention on a video, which was 148%.
Yeah.
Which means like people were watching it twice almost.
Yeah.
Which I was very proud of that.
That's awesome, dude. Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think that was I don't know which one it was actually. Then I did a reaction video to the first Secret Invasion. That got taken down and I appealed it and then they were like, "I will let it slide."
Why did it get taken down?
I mean, it was a Marvel TV show that I did a reaction video to.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
But yeah, and then you got to look at the clip of the right underneath the first one on the left, the second one on the left. That one's amazing. That is a pistol that no one knew was a pistol. The guy goes, "That's a pistol." It's so loud. It's beautiful.
What is it?
It's an AAP01 that I upgraded out the wazoo to have 35 rounds a second. And I took out the foam in a PBS-1 suppressor to make a gigantic amplifier. Yeah, I commissioned non-copyrighted music for this too.
Where are you at now? What field is this?
This is Ambush.
Okay. Oh, wait. Let's go back.
Yeah, take it back a little bit, yeah.
Damn!
Yeah, and funny thing, I was at a Gangs of New York event up in Albany, and the enemy team thought I was the Juggernaut.
That's what it sounds like, bro.
It was so fun. I ran up on the other team and I was shooting that thing. And it has a box mag of 2,500 rounds.
Yeah.
I was shooting that thing, and it's HPA, but and they were yelling, "Juggernaut, inbound, bring up the pyro!" And they brought up their entire tag-in squad. And then I just see the Juggernaut on our team come over the ridge and minigun down the entire pyro squad. And then just wrecked the entire team. And I was like, ruse succeeded. It was beautiful.
Oh, that's awesome. Okay.
And you can go down and see some of the videos when I was before airsofting. Jesus. Those are some old ones.
Yeah. Okay, so yeah, oh yeah, 5 years ago.
Yeah, I did it like really off and on for a little bit.
Sure.
And then recently,
honestly, that's most people. That's most people, or most YouTube channels. Yeah.
Yeah. Recently, I just started doing I'm probably releasing a video either every day or every other day.
Really?
On shorts, yeah.
Oh, okay. Let me see what your shorts. Yeah.
You can scroll down and it'll take a little while.
Yeah, that's the one thing about shorts. Like, it doesn't show when it was released.
Yeah, I mean, the first short was this
right?
year. The first short I made was this year, I believe. It was the first one I think was my dog. My dog eats his food so fast, I wanted to record it and put it to a song.
Nice.
I think that's my first one. I'm not sure though. Like my dog, he demolishes his food in like less than 10 seconds.
Yeah.
It's impressive. And then the one in the top right, that was at Bojangles.
Right here.
On the way home from Ballahat. We were driving through Maryland, and we stopped at a fast food place called Bojangles. And I will die on the hill of their chicken tenders are the best chicken tenders I've ever had in my entire life. And then
Blasphemy, bro. Blasphemy. Okay.
The employees were so nice and so interested in what we had to say, which is like no fast food restaurant in history. They wanted to be in my videos.
That's crazy.
That's
this one right here?
Employee, yeah.
Let's check
that one and the other one in the dark underneath of him and to the left are two Bojangles employees.
Bojangles once again tonight.
You sound drunk as hell.
I lost my voice. I'm screaming at Ballahat.
Stay wizardly. Is that your thing?
Yeah, that's my thing. Yeah.
Now,
the other one is
he chose the patch.
The patch too.
But, do you ever show somebody that chooses the patch? Do you ever open up the bag and go, "Well, you could have. This is what you could have got."
No, because the next person still has to do it. I do more than one at an event or at an open play. So, like, I don't want anyone saying, "Oh, you need to take the bag."
Right.
It has to be their choice. Although people that have been there and I know this spiel are like, "Dude, you want the bag." I've got people that just nudge them and say, "You want the bag."
Well, you're gonna have to switch it up, man. You're gonna have to have. Like, you're gonna have to switch it up and go. Okay, each time you go, you're gonna really have to mix it up in there. You're gonna have to put some dollar store toys, like just random shit in there. Okay, for real. Because if everyone gets like a really nice item out of there every time,
yeah. True.
Then the word's going to get out, and everyone's going to go for the bag, and then that's not fun anymore.
It's fun. It's funny.
It's not fun on your. It's not fun on your wallet.
Yeah. What's funny is the other day I had someone comment on one of my videos. Like, it was an older video. I don't know why someone watching a video from like 3 or 4 months ago would comment like this, because you have to scroll down to see it. Yeah. He said, and this one line, dollar store prizes. And it was user number, letter, number. So it was like some dude just trying to throw shade. And I came up with one of my favorite quotes that I've ever came up with in that rebuttal to that guy. I don't back down from people that are trying to throw shade at people. Even if it's not me. Like I was defending this one guy that was on YouTube. To him, one guy was like, "I can't believe you have this many subs. Your content sucks." And I went to work on that guy, and I just
Somebody
subbed that guy's
commented
channel
on
that
one of your
day.
videos for that, saying that.
No,
Oh.
someone on another YouTube channel. I just subbed to that guy. It was really good. He was like your favorite Disney song reworked, and he would like do a remix. And they were really good. But this guy was trying to bring him down, and I was like, dude, you can't respect the grind. The grind is real to get there. And he's like, you need more subs. Yeah. And then I went on and I was like, I went to work on him. But someone commented on my video saying dollar store prizes. And I think if you find the video, my rebuttal's on there.
Was it?
I commented back at him. I was like,
was he saying that you need to do dollar store prizes, or was he saying that that's what you're giving out?
He was throwing shade. He's saying that my prizes weren't good enough.
They suck. Okay.
Yeah, it was like clearly you haven't watched all my videos. Go up more. Up. Let me see if I can see it. I'm pretty sure it's that. Go down. It's either the 1/3 from the left, or it's a couple above. I'm not sure. Is someone in a gray shirt? So try that. I don't know if it's that one though. It's probably not. Who knows? Comments. It's not that one. There's only one comment. Go back. Go up. I also have a video on weight loss too. It's that one right there in the far right.
Here?
Yeah. Yeah, it's that one.
So where's the comments? Right here. Here we go.
Yeah, it's that one.
Is
it that one? I don't know. Maybe it's not. Let me see. I'll find it. I recently commented. I'll find it on my YouTube channel. Figure out. Let me see. I'm gonna find this. It's very important. I don't know.
It's very important.
Yeah. Is it this one? Okay, I found it. It's season 2, episode 31. It's right next to the gauntlet 31. And next to me pointing at the.
Oh, up here, right here.
Yeah. Let's see. I'm not on the thing yet. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
That Squirtle thing was $12, by the way. It's from Tommy, which they don't make anymore. So you know. And then
was that a 511? Yeah, right here. Dollar store prizes.
Read my reply. And I went to town on his how he was assuming that, you know, I was in a position to do more than that.
Okay, so he said dollar store prize. That's all he said.
Yeah.
I mean, that's not...
It's not the first time he's commented something bad, though.
Oh, okay, I got you. I was going to say, because that by itself is not that bad. Like,
Yeah. But, he commented... Someone, I don't know if it was the same combination of letters and numbers, but I had to delete a comment that was Aryan in nature.
Yeah.
It was very 1940s Germany, what now? If you know what I mean.
It was racist? Nazi? What was it?
He was claiming that one of the people in my videos looked like Adolf Hitler. And
it looked like Adolf Hitler?
Yeah, and he said salute in Nazi fashion.
Oh, it made it look like like he's
he looked like he was praising, you know.
Bro, you wrote all this as a reply?
Yeah.
Why?
I mean, when I get writing, I'm a writer.
No, I mean,
I do script writing.
Huh?
I do script writing, and I do like short stories. So like when I get inspiration, I don't stop. That's my kind of writing style.
This whole thing right here would take me like half a day, bro. I'm not.
Really?
I don't. No, dude, I don't write well.
I don't write well at all, except when I have inspiration, I'll write 10 pages in a row. Like,
yeah.
When I get on a roll, I get on a roll. Like, I had to stop myself because I figured he would not read that entire thing.
Yeah. I definitely wouldn't. I wouldn't even take the time to. If somebody
Yeah.
wrote that dollar store prize thing, I'd be like, I don't even know if I would have responded. To be honest, I'd be like, maybe a smiley face, like a laughy face or something,
Uh,
like
it's
LOL.
it,
I
it,
don't know.
I don't know. We'll see. I mean,
I'm trying to
it's not the
remember.
first time people have tried to throw shade. My favorite thing was my quote in that though. In order to throw shade, first you must block out the sun. And my sun is still going. I like that. You know, that mentality is my
Yeah,
mentality is like as long as you're still able to keep chugging in a good mood, no one can phase you.
right.
Like my whole thing with the giveaways and the reason I do this stuff is because there's so many videos on YouTube of like airsoft cheater compilation and all this stuff, which is all bad energy. It's all that
Yep.
bad,
Yeah.
the bad side of airsoft.
Yep.
And I want to show videos where people are smiling and doing good things with each other.
Yep.
Because if you're smiling, it's very hard to accuse someone of cheating if you're having a good time. And it's very hard to cheat if you're having a good time. Usually, cheating in airsoft is a result of you having a bad time as a person. You
Yeah.
know. So if you're having a good time, there's less chance for that, and it's a better overall experience for everybody.
Right.
I don't know. It's just something that I do.
For sure, man. No, it's. I mean, that's the majority. I think that's everyone I've talked with that does the. You know, they show they want to show the positive side of airsoft, and that's one of the reasons they got into it is because the community
Yeah, such good people.
is. Yeah, it's about good people. It's about the positive stuff. It's not about the cheater videos and that kind of thing. Now, I will say there is a balance, right? So if all now if I was in an airsoft field, if it was me personally, and what I captured on my GoPro, something that happened right in front of me, um, and it was spontaneous, and somebody got in a fight or whatever. Me personally, I wouldn't put that up. But I'm older. I don't. Number one, I'm not going to do something just for clicks. I don't do theatrics. Okay, like I don't do it, man. Now I do something funny, right? I'll do something. We'll do comedian stuff or whatever, on our channel with
the shenanigans.
when my boys are. Yeah, we'll do something funny. Like we made a really cool, funny Christmas video. It's probably our most fun Christmas video that we ever had making, right?
Okay.
And we did some green screen stuff. We did, I did this whole intro with like the Christmas music going, and
I like that.
it ended up really funny. But as far as like theatrics, I won't do it. I watched one of these YouTubers, airsofters, who does like unboxings mostly and stuff, and then like, reviews and I think gameplay and stuff. And he had a thing on there on his video. He was doing an unboxing, and he this was during the COVID lockdown stuff. He was doing an unboxing, and I don't know if it was his son or his friend or something that was there with him, but before, as they start cutting the box open, he stops the guy and goes, and he pulls out these gloves and this hand sanitizer, and I'm like, and so I commented on there like, hey, it's a good good video, but the glove and it's theatrics, bro. It's theatrics. Now I don't like that. And he said he got really mad and sent this whole paragraph back about I have a immune compromised somebody in the house, and I was like, I feel bad for you. I'm sorry that they're like that, and but my point is you're editing. It's an edited video. It wasn't a live stream.
Okay, so he chose to put that in there.
You're purposely putting that in there to make a statement, and I'm like, it's unnecessary in this unboxing. Like you're in your own house. It's just you and one other person. What the viewer can see, and I was like, why are you doing these theatrics? It's kind of silly unless you're trying to push.
Perspective of the viewer.
Yeah, exactly. So That's all I was trying to say. And it was, so I don't like doing that kind of stuff. That's why I never do like cheater videos or
Yeah,
those kind of things, unless I want to make a point about something like, hey, don't be like this,
yeah,
whatever.
for sure. Like, yeah,
But yeah, just for clicks and views, nah, man. And if somebody does that just for clicks and views, I I lose a
it's
little
a
bit of
turn
respect
off
for them.
from subscribing for
Yeah, it's a
me
major
too.
turnoff. And like I said, there's a balance. Like the sniping videos, I think they're kind of an exception. So you have Swamp Sniper, you have Navar, you have a lot of different, Silo, you have all these different snipers out there, and a lot of time, and Kicking Mustang, and when you shoot somebody and they don't call it because it's a far shot, they don't know where it came from, they don't hear it, they don't
Yeah,
whatever, and they're obvious on your camera, on your scope cam, you can see that they got hit, and they know that they got hit, but then they don't call it, and so then you shoot them in the face, and so I'm like, that's what Kicking Mustang does. A few other guys do it, and I support that. I don't. That's their own video. That's their own experience. That's what's happening in front of them. They're not purposely trying to, call these guys out, but they're playing the game, and
yeah,
during that time, like they can't control if that guy doesn't call his hit.
yeah. I
It's
mean,
not
if
staged,
it's during the flow of gameplay
right?
and they're not like
And
purposefully
it's
trying to
super
seek
obvious,
out the
man. Come
cheater,
on, yeah.
yeah. I mean, it's inevitable to catch some of that on video.
Hmm.
It's an honor sport, and it's not like you can see marks like paintball. It's little plastic pellets.
Right. Well,
But
I think that's the like Kicking Mustang. The one, a lot of people are uh, always hating on him and stuff, and I feel like he doesn't. His channel is not just about promote, showing that kind of the cheater stuff. His channel is really balanced with he shows when he first gets to the field. He's very popular now as far as YouTube goes, and when he gets to the field, like there's like he's hung out with younger kids, like they look up to him and they come over like and he helps them. There was when he went to South Africa to play, all these little kids came up to him and he's very personable. Everyone, these guys love him, and he shares the love. Like it's not just, hey, let me show me shooting this dumbass in the face, all day. So,
yeah,
but there's a balance with that for sure. Yeah.
I'm
But I'm
starting to
glad,
get
man. I'm
into
glad you want to do
the
the positive stuff too.
yeah. I mean, I'm starting to get into the sniping. I invested
Okay.
into building my lever action kit, which is pretty cool. I have a one of two in the world lever action.
What?
Yeah. They only made two of the brass underlever kits for this particular stock, and it's a real Boyd's 1022 stock.
Do you
with a
have it on one of
brass
the videos?
underlever. Huh?
Do you have it on one of your videos?
I probably do. Go down. That'd be in shorts, I think.
It'll be in shorts.
Yeah.
Dude, that's
Let me see.
wild. So
Yeah.
so you're saying there's only
This is
been
before that. There's
two
only
models.
two in the world. There's the stock, and there's the underlever over the left. Left.
Right there.
That's it. Yeah. There's two of those in the world. And mine is apparently the one that was the appraisal that I got on it was that my color scheme was perfect, and that brought the value up a little bit. But I mean, that was after I just assembled it with a friend, and it was just like so
That's
cool.
beautiful. What?
Yeah. And the best part is you don't have to do the full click clack. You can go click clack, click clack.
Oh.
And then you can be like, king. It's so fun to like lob
So it's almost like
down range.
So that full action right there you just did. You don't have to do it that
You
much.
don't have to. About half of that you can do, and it still loads.
That's wild.
And it's so quiet.
Really?
Like when you shoot that, it is silent as the grave, and I haven't even put a suppressor on it yet.
Oh, that's cool. And it's got a short barrel too.
Yeah, it's
so it'd be easy to handle.
I'm working on getting a Tanaki Works MP5 mag adapter for HPA for it.
What?
And at that point, I'm like,
Now wait a minute. You're gonna HPA a lever action.
yes.
What is wrong with you, bro? That's horrible. You're going to hell. You're going to hell. Okay.
HPA a lever action with MP5 mags.
Mm. I mean, you're going to make it an abomination. All right.
It's so fun.
It's going to look like a Fallout.
It's a Ruger 1022 is the
what it's based on, yeah.
Based on, which has mags. So it's like it's meant
It
to
is,
be
but look
mag.
at look at that lever. It's like polished brass or something, and the stock is awesome.
The stock is wood.
That's amazing.
It's wood and brass. Yeah.
Oh my god, that's got to feel so good.
Yeah, it's in my car right now, unfortunately.
Yeah. Dude. Oh, I hope you don't ruin the look of this thing.
I'm doing it. I mean, right now it has CO2 mags in that big hole in front of the lever, so.
Well, really, the only thing that's going to change, I mean, the lever's going to stay there, right? Like, you're just going to have the HPA.
It's a little, so the Tsunaki Works is the most streamlined HPA for the KCO2 because it's the only one that works with the lever. I have an M4 one that doesn't work with the lever because it hits against the adapter.
Oh, okay.
Tsunaki Works is like literally a little like rectangle of metal, and then there's the mag.
Oh, okay.
And so it's really streamlined. And the reason I got the gunmetal rail system on top was because it's the same color as the Tsunaki Works adapter.
Gotcha.
So I'm really trying to keep this thing looking amazing. Like this is the pride and joy of the collection. It's got a crazy jet inner barrel in it and a flamingo hop. Like I've upgraded this thing as well.
You know, I've done a podcast with hundreds of people. Okay, I mean, all around the world. And one of the guys, Don, up in PA, he runs. Well, you're from PA, NEPA Airsoft, right?
Okay.
NEPA, Northeast Pennsylvania Airsoft. He
I think they play at EBR Event Park a lot. I'm not sure though.
Yeah, he's been doing airsoft since the 90s. He had hundreds of guns, and I've never seen a lever action that looks like this. So listen, anyone that's watching or listening right now, if you're listening, I want you to stop what you're doing and go to the video part at, how far are we on here? Let me see where we're at. I'll give you a time here. At 1 hour and 13 minutes, okay? And look at this, the video of...
It disappeared.
There it goes. Yeah, I had to reactivate it. Hold on. There we go. Watch the video, this short of this lever action, and I'm going to issue a challenge. Somebody with a better looking gun than this, and I guess, I mean, obviously, you know, it's like art. It's the eye of the beholder. It's opinion. It's subjective, but man, that thing is beautiful. Okay.
How about this?
That is wild.
How about this? If someone sends a gun that looks better, I will send them a V1 gonk patch, which is 1 of 75. No more being made.
Oh, dude!
So
what?
If you can show us a gun that we think is better than that, I will send you a gonk patch.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
The first person to do that, I will find that.
All right. Why don't we do this? I'll tell you what we're going to do.
The first person that sends something that looks better than that, I will send the gonk patch.
I'm going to tell you what we're going to do. Okay. I'm going to tell you what we're going to do. Here's what we're going to do. Let me stop this real quick. I'm going to tell you what we're going to do. Since we're going all in like on all that. Okay. Let's do. We'll set up an official thing.
Okay.
I'll set up a special channel on the Discord.
Okay.
and we'll call it whatever you want to name it. The lever action challenge or something. I don't know.
Well, I say lever action in the video, so do that.
All
Lever
right.
action.
We'll figure it out. You come up with a
Okay.
name for the giveaway thing, or the challenge, and we'll
Yeah.
start one. And what they can do is that channel that we create specifically for it, people will
Okay.
submit their pictures for review, and then we'll have like let's say a week from now, we'll
Okay.
have let's say next Friday night. So today's Thursday, November or September 14th. We'll do next Friday night. We'll do the vote, and we'll do like a live stream or some shit. Okay.
Okay.
We'll do a live stream and see
We'll like pick
everyone.
look at
Yeah,
all the
and we'll
options. Yeah.
yeah we'll let everyone vote on all those
Okay.
pictures and see how many votes everyone gets. Obviously your lever action will be be submitted as well, and we'll see who votes the best looking. Well, I was gonna say the best looking lever action, but there's only been, what'd you say, 2? Like most people don't have
No,
lever
no, no,
action,
no.
so
There's only 2 of those lever actions.
okay.
Like I'm in the works. I'm trying to get a Smith and Wesson shotgun lever action from my local store. They just randomly have it, and I was like, I need that for my backup. I need that. I need that other lever action. Shiny chrome and wood lever action must have. So like, I'm gonna be getting that pretty soon too. I need
Hey, do
that
me a
in my
favor,
life.
man. You're on Instagram, obviously. That's where we
Yeah.
connected. Make a post tonight, like for real.
Okay.
A picture of your gun, or no, link that video.
Okay.
Your short. Share it on your Instagram, and then tag me in it.
Okay.
Okay. And then, or like reshare it or something and tag me in it, and then I'll share it to my story and put the thing for next Friday.
All right.
That we'll do a little contest thing about it. And then you're giving away a what now?
I'll give away one of the V1 gonk patches because
Okay.
it's one of 75, and once it's gone, they're gone. Like
Right.
I'm never making another one. Also, the patch maker that made them went out of business, so
Mm.
it's not being made anyways.
I mean,
um,
that's even more valuable. Yeah.
yeah. So and then it's I designed the whole thing is designed, is the thing of gonk, but then I'll think of a like a second mystery thing that'll be sent in the package. I'll come up with something.
Yeah.
So it's a patch and one item that I'll
Okay.
put in there.
Now, all right. So what are the stipulations on this on the type of gun? Can any gun? Is it
I want to
pistols?
say
Is it
it needs to have wood. It needs to have wood on it.
okay? Wood stock. That's a
Wood
good
stock.
idea. A wood stock gun.
A wood stock.
Gotcha.
That's
Okay.
you can't really compare, a dripped out M4 to that.
No, right. Well,
Yeah.
that's what I was gonna say. Like, yeah, yeah. Okay. Yeah, I think that's a good idea. Okay,
Yeah.
so so we'll call it Woodstock
The
challenge or
Woodstock
something.
challenge. No, I got a better idea. Woodstock challenge. No singing needed.
There you go.
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Woodstock challenge. No need to sing or something like that.
Yeah,
Like,
no
ton
singing.
off of Woodstock.
Yeah, no music
great.
needed, no singing needed.
Yeah.
Hallucinogens optional.
You can do
Shit.
something like
Acid
like-
optional.
like BY-own WS or something. Bring your own Woodstock.
There you go.
Yeah.
Oh, dude. Okay. I like this. That's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I think it's going to be difficult to beat that, bro. That thing looks amazing. It really does. My one of the guys I worked with, actually, they were brothers. There was a pair of brothers that worked at this factory with us, and their dad, they were like a year and a half apart, the brothers. And as they got older, when they turned 18, their dad kicked them out of the house. So when you
lovely.
graduate high school, you're done. That's how you grow up. Get out. Go find your own place. And so, I mean, they knew that growing up, so it wasn't like, that day he said it, whatever. But their dad was a gunsmith. He still is. And when I went over to one of their houses after work one day, because we were talking about guns one night, we worked night shift, and he's like, dude, you got to come see my gun collection. I said, okay. So I went over there. Oh my God, dude. It was, I think, it was over 40 guns. Okay.
Wow.
And I'm talking, long guns, pistols, whatever. But most of his long guns were wood stock. His dad did like what your stock looks like. He would make a stock like that on his own.
Nice.
He was into woodworking and shit. Like this thing would be, they'd be beautiful. And
I have woodworking. I also do woodworking. Let me grab some.
Oh, okay.
This is one of my hobbies. One of my hobbies is being a luthier, which means maker of stringed instruments.
Oh, look at you.
Yeah, this is a guitar that it's been on my floor, so it's a little bit dusty, but
you made the guitar.
I made the whole thing. The neck I bought. I don't mess with rosewood. Rosewood can kill you. I don't mess with that.
Wait, is it what now? What kind of wood?
Huh?
What is it? What kind of
rosewood? A rosewood fretboard can kill you. The shavings are toxic to humans.
Get out.
No.
Really?
That's why they don't make them out of rosewood anymore.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, so if you have an old Fender Stratocaster and you see rosewood, you're better off not editing your fretboard at all without the proper facial like World War I gas masks on your face.
I mean, yeah, don't mess with it at all. That thing's a masterpiece,
It takes a pretty heavy duty industrial painting face mask.
Well, not only that, but I think isn't rosewood like really strong anyway?
I mean, rosewood, if you inhale it, you'll feel like you're like getting a little muggy, and then you'll just.
So the actual wood itself,
the shaving,
even just virgin wood by itself is.
I honestly don't know.
Or is it the chemical?
My guitar making teacher in grade school said no. I was my shop teacher in grade school, Mr. Kratz, taught me how to make guitars.
No shit.
And he was like, "No rosewood. We don't need any lawsuits at this school."
Yeah.
So yeah.
That's wild.
This is one of the best ones that I made because I designed my own pickup for this guitar, my own style of humbucker. I coiled it and everything, and then one of my favorite knobs I ever did.
I don't know. I know about guitars, but I don't know all the features on it. So.
This is the Clone Trooper helmet from an action figure. It's one of the knobs.
What? How did you make that? You have a 3D printer?
No, it's just from a literal Hasbro action figure.
Oh, okay.
Just plucked it on there. And it fit, and it doesn't come off, so I'm stuck with the knob as the...
Oh, that's awesome. Okay.
And it's so cool, because it's perfect. It just stuck with the pointy fin on top, exactly where it's supposed to point. And I was like, that's perfect.
Oh, that's cool.
Oh, yeah. That's pretty awesome.
Now you made this. What do you call the bottom part, the wood part at the bottom? Is that the base, or what do you call that?
Well, this is just the body of the guitar.
The body, okay. So you made all that. Now
I made the body. I painted the body. I dremeled the body.
Now what kind of wood? Like what do you do? You get a plank of wood or something, or a chunk of wood, and you made it all.
I used to go to a lumberyard. I used to go to a lumberyard whenever they'd cut down one of their ash trees, and I'd make these guitars out of ash wood.
So wait a minute. So you cut this whole thing, the shape and everything, out of a chunk of tree.
You sand it so it's like relative to your body. Here, like there's a bevel right there that goes from here all the way, and it goes deeper and it goes shallower. Yeah, and then this side's a little bit beveled to be more comfortable when you're holding on to it.
This is crazy, bro. Do you have a template you use to make this shape, or do you
I free cut it? I free cut it and sanded it. Yeah, I free cut it and sanded it.
bro, you're an artist. Okay, damn, that
I
is good.
wouldn't go that far, but it's funny. I
I
make
mean,
guitars and I
for
can't play them.
so what? You don't need to play them.
Uh,
This thing looks awesome.
There's my favorite one is at my parents' house because I haven't brought it here yet. But it's a bass guitar, and if you ever know what the Iceman guitar body looks like, it's the Iceman guitar body for those guitar nuts out there. And I did a distortion board where I made a circuit board that's a distortion board. So there's these pedals on the stage that make your guitar like a professional guitar player has to step on a pedal when
Right.
they want to do like a metal riff in a rock song.
Uh-huh.
And then they step off the pedal and it's back to their song.
Right.
But I did this thing where I have switches on my guitar that switch the distortion board on and off. So you need no pedal. Your guitar does the pedal for you with a switch.
And that's that one right there.
This
Those
is not
switches?
this one. That's the Iceman guitar.
The Iceman.
Yeah, and it's literally, and then on the Iceman guitar, I made a point of putting plexiglass on the back so you could see all the
Stuff inside.
all the internals, like
Get
where,
out.
where it's not thick wood, you can see the internals on the other
Holy
one.
shit.
Yeah, it's
Do you have a picture of that on your Instagram or something?
I don't even know if I have a picture of that on my new phone. I'll send it to you when I stop back at my parents' house again.
Yeah, please
really
do.
crazy.
I want to put that in here, man. That is that's amazing. Well, I just looked up. I don't know what Iceman guitar body looked like, so I just looked it up.
It's pretty big. It's like part of a cello kind of look to it.
Okay.
Yeah,
So I'm going to bring
sure.
it up on the screen because
and I used the grain of the wood.
Yeah.
And let me see if it's the right thing first. Watch stream. No, really, like almost exactly. The second one, underneath the teal one. Underneath that one right, like they're right there, yeah. That's what it looks like. Almost exactly, actually.
That's wild, bro.
Yeah, and I free cut that one too. That one is a lot harder to free cut because I had to use multiple different tools because of the wing that goes upwards.
Right.
At the top is really hard. I almost chopped that off and had to scrap the body. It was interesting. But
so you've known how to make these for a long time.
I haven't made one in years. The last one I made, I was before high school.
When did you make this one that you're holding?
This was made, I think I was in 7th grade.
Oh my god.
Yeah, I think the Iceman guitar I finished in high school. I took a break from it and then I came back to it and finished it in high school. Okay. Yeah, but most of my guitars I made in grade school in shop class.
So are you like, if you wanted to make one now, do you still have the tools available to you to do something?
I have the tools. I have to refresh before doing a guitar for somebody else. I'd have to refresh on. I'd probably make one for myself, so I'd perfect it for the other person first.
You should make a Gonk Wills It guitar. I'm not kidding, bro. There's a lot of guitarists, like a lot of musicians in Airsoft.
That'd be interesting, actually. And then I'd give it away on my YouTube channel.
I'm not trying to get you into something, bro. Okay, I'm not trying to get you into something, but look, that would be fucking cool. Like, for real.
Literally give away, or I could donate it to the Battle Hack raffle. Honestly,
you wouldn't even have to. You just you could just make it and post about it. I mean, eventually, if somebody wanted to, you could do like a like a auction or something.
I'm considering auctioning off my current guitars after testing them.
Okay. Because
they're just sitting in a room where that bed behind this thing used to be in my parents' house.
Oh, that's amazing.
An empty room, my old room.
Well, let me tell you, if you decide to do something like that, make another guitar for like Airsoft themed or something.
Yeah.
Definitely film a lot of it and take pictures of your process. Okay,
like
what you're like step by step. It doesn't have to be like where you're giving away, where you're doing the whole thing. Just progress pictures, right? And we
it takes
definitely.
Months. It takes months.
Oh, I'm sure.
Yeah.
So that's like if you did that, and I had, I usually have people on a second time on this podcast.
Okay.
We could go over some of that stuff. It'd be really cool, man.
Yeah, I'll see.
I mean,
'Cause
this thing looks amazing.
And also, my workshop is in my parents' basement, which
Yeah.
is it's an unfinished basement, so I'm not like messing up carpet or nothing. But like, it's a workshop in the parents' basement, and I live like an hour and 20 minutes away from there. So I guess like if I wanted to go home on a weekend, I could just work on it on the like. I don't know. I have to figure that out because
Okay.
I live in a literal like this is basically almost a studio apartment.
Yeah.
So there's no power tools to be used.
No, for sure.
But
yeah, I mean, if you did, but if you were really focused on that thing, okay, like you had a plan. All right, I'm going to go home on whatever Saturday.
Yeah.
I'm going to start working on this thing, and I'm going to work for 6 hours on it, whatever. Like you just. I want to accomplish this step, and then whatever part you get to where you have to let it sit, maybe when whatever you have to do, but it'd be worth it.
One of the things I would think would be interesting. I did one guitar, which was a Warlock guitar. The paint job on it, I'm gonna redo, and it did not age well. The paint job. Yeah. But if you look up Warlock guitars, it's one of the coolest designs of any guitar. So, and it has a scorpion Warlock Scorpion. Look up the Warlock Scorpion guitar. It is so unbelievably cool. That guitar is probably one of my favorite designs, but not paint jobs. Because basically what I did is I had yellow and I had red paint and spray paint. And I did like an abstract art thing where I went...
Oh, back and forth.
I was doing that sort of thing all over the guitar. It was really interesting. It turned out like spotted in certain spots, and it looks interesting, but it just looks like I threw up on it now that I'm looking back on it.
That's funny. Okay.
Looks like I had spaghetti and pizza, and I just decided to barf on it.
That's horrible. That. Oh, God.
Yeah. Well, let's see. Those are Warlock guitars, but I have a Warlock Scorpion. So I guess it's a Warlock neck, and I cut that neck myself. Here we go, the one right there, the one that looks like it's an animal that's pink, like light rose pink looking thing. Next to that one, that one. That's the Scorpion. That's the Scorpion cut out at the bottom, and then look at the Warlock guitar neck. Necks are different. Necks are different than the body. Look up a Warlock neck, because those are special. Okay. I cut out my own neck, which was kind of interesting, because I decided to paint the neck the color of the guitar.
Yeah.
Which is a very interesting choice. There it is. The big one that looks like a scorpion, again. Center to the left, that one. I made it look like that, although I had cutouts in it, and it was like... It looks really aggressive, the guitar.
Yeah.
And that was kind of the point. It's a metal guitar. So I went from making a smooth jazz Swiss cheese guitar that literally has holes drilled through it.
You made one of those too?
It looks like a cheese. Looks like green cheese.
What?
We got a Dr. Seuss.
Was that your first one? Why did you make that?
No, that was the second one. That was the second one. The first one no longer exists. I took it apart to build another one.
Okay.
So really, it's the longest living one is the Swiss cheese guitar, and that one has jazz pickups in it, and it's very good. I went from that, then I went to a regular looking, what do we call it? Les Paul looking guitar.
Okay.
And then I went to the Warlock, like, super aggressive. You go from Les Paul to the Warlock heavy metal, and you're just
like sharp edges.
That? Yeah,
I'm gonna gouge your eyes out.
The rounded. It's completely rounded to Les Paul, like it's rounded 100%.
Right.
And then you go to the kind of guitar.
Yeah. Hey, speaking of that, the comparison? Have you seen the movie One? It's just called One with Jet Li. So. No. It does a really good comparison of what you just did. Okay, so Yeah, so it's a
You
movie
punching his
about
fist a lot?
it's an action movie, a sci-fi movie about like alternate universes and
Okay.
dimensions. So parallel universes. So there's like 100 and something, parallel universes. So that means there's 100 of
Yeah.
variants
It's
of you.
multiversal theory.
Yeah,
Yeah.
multiverse, right? So and it's kind of like mixed with the old school like Highlander movie kind of
Okay.
theme where there can be only one, and the more you kill, the more power you get. So it comes down
Okay.
to there's a bad Jet Li, right, quote unquote,
Okay.
who is trying to kill all the other Jet Lis, and he travels through these.
Can I ask what year this came out? Because they could have taken this completely from Marvel.
This was like in the 90s.
Yeah, they took it
Um,
from Marvel.
so
That's the exact story from Kang in the comics.
really.
Yeah.
So now let me ask you this: in the comics, does it show? So the one of the big scenes,
Well, one of the
as
things.
far as like the theme is
Okay.
showing as it goes back and forth between the two, right?
Okay.
Because it's coming down to the end where it's only going to be uh, the two brothers. Let me stop this stream here.
Well, there was the
So
whole thing in
it's going to
Marvel
be
was yeah.
it's going to be so Jet Li that's killing all of them, that's trying to get all the power,
Yeah.
is his fighting style is a lot like Kenpo, where it's like very straightforward, break your bone. He takes these very violent of action kind of steps,
And let
towards
me
you.
guess, the other guy is that use your own force against you kind of thing.
Yes,
Yeah.
circles and marriage of gravity. Steps aside and lets you,
Yeah.
kind of, throws you over. That it's everything based on circles, and the other one is straight lines and blunt force trauma kind of shit.
So basically, it's an airbender fighting an earthbender.
Right. It is, man. It's beautiful fight scenes, but anyway, when you just did that, where you went like that, like
Yeah.
it is, and that's the difference between these, like what you're talking about, these different
Yeah.
styles of guitars, with art, that kind of thing. Is like there's the rounded, and it's funny how when we look at that, we get a different feeling. Like, oh, okay, it's kind of more relaxed looking, and then you look at
Yeah.
this other one, and it is aggressive. It's like,
Yeah. You want
you
to
cannot
think
play.
someone's gonna be like,
Can you imagine? Look. Can you imagine
That'll
playing
be great.
smooth jazz on one of
Yeah.
these Scorpion Warlock things?
They're funny. The funny thing is, that was the first guitar I implemented a switch technique where you could switch between different sounds and different pickups and combine them. And the
Okay.
funny part is, it has a jazz pickup and a heavy metal pickup
Oh
and,
my
a hard
God.
rock pickup. So you can
Oh, that's
use it with
hilarious,
jazz
dude.
guitar if you want to.
That is hilarious.
Yeah, it's got a soap. I think that's the one with the soap bar jazz humbucker.
Okay.
Yeah, which is literally the way that was started with some dude in his garage with a soap container made into a pickup. That's why it's called the
Oh my
soap bar
God.
pickup. Yeah, a
Holy
lot
shit,
of the
that's
jazz guitar stuff was garage made. Like lipstick tube pickups were obviously made from lipstick tubes.
right.
Metal lipstick tubes, yeah. A lot of it was made for blues and jazz, like in the deep south, from people
Yep.
that couldn't buy from Fender, these companies, so they taught themselves how to make their own pickups, which is like it's a very hard thing to do. Because I did that. I made my own pickup.
Explain
And
what the
it's
pickup,
hard.
what is it, and what does it do?
The pickup is what makes sound. The pickup makes the vibrations from the strings and make noise.
Okay.
Yeah. And in order to make a pickup, you have to coil it, and coiling it with different things does different things.
So is that
And
the piece down at the bottom?
having multiple magnets on them, there's a whole lot of like weird stuff that goes into a pickup that you
So
don't
you're
think is
talking
in a
about
guitar.
on the guitar, you have the neck, then you have the top part, which is like show us what all these show us
So-
ignorant folk what this is.
All right, so this from up here, a little tall,
There you go.
from up here all the way down to the bottom of here is the neck and fretboard. The fretboard is the dark wood. The neck is the light wood.
Gotcha.
And different fretboards obviously look different, look better on other kinds of necks and vice versa. Then here is a switch that I don't remember exactly the layout of this. I'd have to plug it in and play around with it, but I'm pretty sure that is like a combination. That is they're both off. That's a combination, and that's they're both on. So you get a bunch of different combinations of using the same two pickups, and I was really happy that I came up with that idea. And then
All right,
up
so
here,
now-
I think is on I don't know what that does anymore. I forget.
What's the
It's so
pickup?
long.
What's the pickup?
That's this and this.
Oh, okay. Okay.
And these are two humbuckers. However, humbucker means they're double. There's two of them.
Okay.
A single coil is just one of these, like it's that.
Okay.
And then the humbucker.
Does it change the sound?
Huh?
Having
I don't have
two,
an amplifier. In my apartment.
having two on there, does it change the sound
It does.
or something?
It adds to a throatier sound. Like it depends on the makeup of the internals of the pickup. It adds to a throatier or distorted or whatnot kind of sound. Like and also like I did something. This is kind of interesting. There's a single coil, which is one, a humbucker, which is two, and then I don't know who decided to name it this, that it stuck probably sometime in the 80s. A mother bucker is three. I'm not even kidding you.
Oh my god, that sounds like something out of. That's
it's single
okay.
coil,
That's funny.
humbucker, mother bucker. And then I came up with this one when I was in grade school, not knowing what mother bucker was insinuating.
Right.
The brother bucker.
Oh god.
Where I named it in grade school. Which was two single coils. Two single coils wrapped together in a different way than a humbucker. So it was, like there were two pickups that were different.
Yeah.
Like different style pickups wrapped together.
Oh my god.
Which changes the sound completely, and I decided to.
So instead of having two, like what you got there, like the first two,
like
instead of having two identical ones.
If you look really, really closely, you can see the wrapping on this because there's no casing around here.
Yeah.
And in there, it's wrapped together. But these are wrapped together in a way where it's a humbucker, which means that it's got a throatier, more metal-y style. Not metal, more rock style sound. It depends on that one's not metal-y.
Okay.
And then, like, I think it's this one. This one here was two single coils, two individuals that I put in cases, and there's a little itty bitty, like minusculely thin magnet in between there that I don't know how I got in there, but I got it in there.
Well, why would you put a magnet in there? What's that do?
I got it at Joanne Fabric because I needed to find the smallest, most thin fabric magnet I could find. And I got it in there, and that really helps with distortion.
Oh, okay.
It was an experiment of mine. Like, I didn't know if it would help. I didn't know. I was experimenting with different kinds of possibilities with pickups.
Right.
And I decided to mess around with that, and I was like, I plugged it in, and it went from literally like maybe Can't You Hear Me Knocking to like Everlessence. Like it went from like the Rolling Stones to like a metal band pickup.
That's crazy.
With a strip of a magnet and wrapping them together.
Oh my god.
It's very interesting, like the little machinations you can do and the little tiny little edits that can really affect things. And then like this setup I put into a different wood guitar.
Yeah.
With I think that one was maple. I think I'm not sure though. I switched to ash after that test of different woods.
Yeah.
And I found that ash bodies not only look so much better, but like it's something about like vibrations in the wood and like the density of it. It makes it sound better. Even though it's not making noise from this part of it.
Right.
It's like
but it still affects it. It affects it.
It holds the crispness of the pickup a lot better.
That's
because the wood is not the reaction inside the wood is not is not expanding or I don't know what I'm talking.
Well, it's not it's not like an acoustic. guitar,
No,
but
but like
it's
in
but your pickups
in
are
the molecules
attached
of the
to
wood,
it.
there's a reaction that makes it
Right.
somehow better. Yeah.
Right, for sure. Well, it's like if I'm tapping if I tap something like my finger on this piece of plywood, which is my desk, or if I tap, my finger's soft, right?
Yeah.
Or if I tap a hammer on it, it's going to sound different. If it's so I understand the density part because your
Yeah.
your pickups are attached to that piece of wood.
No, they're not.
Oh,
They're attached to the pick guard, which is that plastic piece.
so there's a barrier in between.
There's there's literal space in between.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
Oh, that's wild. So it really does. Okay, so the
It's
density of the wood
it's the
affects the vibration
vibration.
of the strings.
It's the vibrations that I don't know exactly like the science,
Yeah,
so I'm not
yeah,
going to pretend
right.
that
You
I
just
know
know
it.
it sounds different.
Yeah, it's just like you have to experiment for it with yourself to understand. Like I didn't go to school for being a luthier by any means. There's schools out in Phoenix that you can go to become a violin and acoustic and electric guitar, maker.
What do they call it?
I learned in shop class at
What do they
grade school.
call it? What do they call it? What do they call the
A
makers?
luthier,
Luthier?
Luth, I believe. I don't know the rest of it. I'm dyslexic.
Luthier? Okay.
Oh, luthier. Yeah, it's like
Huh.
the term for stringed instrument maker from medieval times.
What?
Because the lute,
Okay.
the lute was like
the lute. Yeah.
so the luthier or luthier. I don't know.
Uh-huh. Okay.
But that's one of the
That's
cool
cool.
things that I can do. I don't know.
No, man, that's that could be a real thing for you if you enjoy doing it. I know it takes a long time, but man, it's there's a lot of people into guitars, man.
I mean, maybe
I've never met
if I
anyone that could
become,
actually make their own guitar.
yeah, I mean, maybe if I become prominent on YouTube, I could do like fundraisers for charity by auctioning off a guitar I make. I don't know.
Well,
Just
listen,
an idea.
if you want to become relevant on YouTube, don't do Airsoft channel, okay?
Well, we're getting there. So I have a lot of plans for not just doing airsoft content.
Yeah.
So I'm going to be branching out into um, helping the community and doing stuff like that. Like
Good.
one time I did this thing where they requested it not be posted because they didn't want their parents knowing that they were in trouble. So I'm not going to even describe who they were or anything. But
That's fine.
there was a guy that was walking around in Moorestown, and he was asking if someone could give him money to buy Wendy's for his kids who were in a motel with his girlfriend, and he was like he was really in a bad way, and they were going to get kicked out. And I was like, I've seen this guy around here more than once. With the same story, so I believed that he wasn't scamming people.
Oh, okay.
And because it's hard when you can kind of have that assumption that someone could be scamming someone.
Well,
Like
when you first explained his story, I immediately thought, oh, that's bullshit. But yeah, go ahead.
But like
I know.
I come from an area where like there was a guy that lived in a very nice area of Bucks County, and was a professional homeless person in Greenwich Village, New York.
I know.
This guy would drive to New York City in his AMG Mercedes and get out of it in homeless garb, and then ask people for money in Greenwich Village.
Yeah.
So that's when I'm like, I was really skeptical. So I like to help through organizations, like I'll volunteer at Phil Abundance and stuff. But like I really wanted to help this guy out because I've seen him around, and I know I've seen him with his daughter, so I knew it wasn't bullshit either.
Gotcha.
So I was like, dude, like I would like to buy a meal for you and your family at Wendy's.
Yeah.
So I bought him a meal at Wendy's. And then I had just gotten my paycheck that week from where I used to work, and I was like, you know what? Like I have some money in the bank. He has nothing, so I paid for another day at the hotel for him.
Dude, that's so nice.
And, I'd never posted it because, I'd actually deleted the video because, he asked me not to put it up. But,
Sure.
that's the kind of stuff that I want to end up doing is, as, when I'm not on the field, I want to be helping the community
Right.
at large. Because, like, my family my generation of my family is well off. My parents' generation was not by any means when they were younger. So that gives you a unique perspective where you grow up not really needing for things, but you hear and you are able to kind of learn the need to help people that don't have enough to live in a comfortable manner.
Yeah.
Like my dad would go to Macy's and get coats and deliver them to shelters every year at Christmas.
Wow.
So one year I decided, and this is going to be one of the first years that I do this. It's going to be the first year that I post about it. Planning on at Christmas time going up to. I think I get fantasy notifications right now from ESPN. I'm
from the Thursday night game, yeah.
Yeah, I'm going to go up to New York City and buy coats and hand them out to the homeless.
Oh,
I'm going to do that
awesome, man.
for sure.
Yeah, for real.
Because like it's a lot to unpack when you can. Like my dad joined the military because he needed to pay for medical school.
Yeah.
Like. No one should have to go through. No one should, in my opinion, of that is that people that want to go in the military should want to go in for reasons of serving the country. There shouldn't be a need for. There shouldn't be like a monetary need, and that's the reason. We should have. I don't know. It's like a whole thing with. I could go into this for hours about how like. I feel like if you're a veteran, you fought for the country. You deserve to, have things that are essential, not taxed. Such as, I feel like if you are a veteran, you shouldn't have a property tax because you fought for that ground. That ground should be literally aided to get to you. Like, you fought for not just your ground, you fought for the entire ground of the United States of America.
Right.
No matter if you're the guy on the aircraft carrier saying, move, or if you were the fighter pilot, it doesn't matter. You still answered a call for the nation.
Process.
Yeah. And none of it happens without everybody.
Right.
So like that's my personal opinion is I feel like veterans deserve certain
like a benefit
literal
for
tax breaks on essentials. Like food, no matter what the state is. I feel like there shouldn't be a property tax. Maybe even depending on MOS and skill set, a certain income tax break or like a certain refund bracket made for them. Like I'm a big believer in veterans are not rewarded nearly enough for what they give.
Yeah.
But like it's a big thing. Like my dad instilled a lot of like military stuff. Like when I was little, he taught me how to make a bed. Obviously, didn't really get translated to my apartment. But like we did this thing when I was little, where like at the corners were like military and like
to be real tight
off of it. Yeah, like the whole thing. And like if you're late, it's unacceptable. If you're on time, you're late, and if you're early, you're on time.
Early is on time. Yep.
Yeah, like
early's on time. On time is late, and late's unacceptable.
Yep. Yeah, that was one of the things.
I was taught with the same.
And it's a whole mentality, and it's like something that I believe is really important. Is like learning accountability, learning the whole thing. 100%. But like I'm a big like I feel like if you have the ability, I feel like if you have the ability to live in comfort and you have excess, I feel like if you and I'm not saying that more people should do this. I'm saying like if you feel like your life is you can't achieve anything else, like you can't better yourself with that is don't store it. Help other
Yeah.
people with it. That's what my
Right.
dad did. My dad had enough. He could have done whatever with that,
Sure.
but he didn't get like a Lamborghini or anything. He wanted to drive in relative comfort, so he got like a lower end Lexus. And he only got that late in life. Like he drove an Avalon for the majority of an Avalon, and then a Ford Explorer. Like and then when I was like I think it was in 8th grade when he got the Lexus. Like it's he has priorities straight where it comes to spending stuff.
Yeah.
And I think that's a really important thing to have. If you're fortunate enough to have excess, you shouldn't just splurge it on stuff that you don't need. Like there's an estates area that went up like within a walk from my parents' neighborhood.
Okay.
And these homes are gigantic. Like they're literally like,
Yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised if like a sports person moved into one of them.
Right.
And you see one car in the driveway, or you see like, and there's like there's like 2 people, and I talk to them, and they're like, oh well, we don't really plan on having kids, and I'm just like, why such a big house? So much cleaning. That's what goes through my brain. So much cleaning. That's my mom talking. So much cleaning.
My wife said the same thing. She's like, when all the kids moved out, she's like, she wants a different kind of house or whatever, like we've been here a long time. And she's like, but I don't want one that's like too big because she thinks the same thing. I don't want to have to clean all of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just funny, Like,
well, I think there's kind of a disconnect between. So first off, I love what you're talking about. I feel the same way. There is this thing, I think most people have it inside of us naturally that we're born with, that we want to help and we want to give. Okay. So like if you see toddlers playing together, obviously, the duality of man kind of thing, but there's, so you'll see toddlers fight over the one toy that they don't play with ever, but a new kid comes over and wants to play with it. Oh no, that's mine. I understand that part too. But for the most part, there's something born in us that when we see somebody in pain, or we see somebody in need, or we see somebody hurting, like we want to help. Like it's a real thing. It pulls on us, and we go, okay, our natural response, not a trained response. A natural response is to go, man, what can I do to help this person? The trained response over and over after somebody's been scammed, or you knew somebody that, you're like, it's a hurtful thing for you, like it's a negative experience for you, then your response is negative. But our natural response is to actually, somebody falls down next to you when you're walking, you reach out and help them up. Like that's, you don't just keep walking. Somebody that keeps walking is abnormal. Like they've been calloused, right? Their heart's been calloused through whatever experiences. But our natural response is we want to give, we want to hurt. Yeah, right. And we want to help. And so it's not to, kick somebody when they're down. It's to help them up. And I think this thing with, I think that what I was saying is the disconnect is there's all these teachings on living in abundance, quote unquote, right? And like God provides and living in abundance. And I'm going, bro, have you ever read the story of Jesus? Because you can talk about abundance all day, but Jesus didn't teach any of that shit. Okay. He taught about helping everybody, right? He went out to help the poor. Okay. He didn't go out and teach, hey, y'all are poor, you need to be rich like the Pharisees. He didn't talk about that shit. Okay.
Give them the clothes off your back, like that.
Absolutely. So you like do what you can with what you have, and not build up your mountain and your mansion, whatever, and whether it's just you and one other person with 8 rooms and 10,000 square foot house, and go, well, God talks about abundance, like that kind of thing. Like, bro, you're supposed to help somebody. Okay. Now, I'm not saying they have to give over their house, or I'm saying like, but the whole I mean, the first part is, why would you get that house if it's just you and someone else?
Yeah, like it's
If you're not supporting your kids or community, or you're, building a family, or building, some kind of thing where you're putting your effort and love into other people, then what are you
touchdown,
doing
David
with it?
Hurst.
What are you doing with it?
Yeah,
So anyway,
got another
yeah, I
fancy
agree, man. I
notification.
agree. And I think, honestly, there's a big movement coming back with that, bro. There's a movement with like a Jesus revolution coming back. Okay. I don't know if you've seen all these things on TikTok and stuff. A lot of the mainstream media in America will not show it because they're anti-Christianity. They're anti, free speech and all this other shit.
Yeah.
So there, a lot of it's on TikTok, but because they will show it. But there's a big movement for reaching out to the homeless, reaching out to the poor, and a lot of 20-year-olds, like in their 20s, doing these revivals and like coming to Jesus revivals and stuff. Like they shut down Hollywood Boulevard, bro. It's never happened in the history of California. They had a revival in, Hollywood, on Hollywood
Really?
Boulevard. And at the end of the street, like they blocked off, there was thousands of people, so many, they blocked off the street. And there was like a baptismal thing, for anyone that has been baptized, all these people are like in the street. They did it in Beverly Hills.
Damn.
Like that's insane.
Yeah.
But anyway, and there's a new movie on Netflix called Jesus Revolution. It's really good if anyone hasn't seen it. I'm not trying to preach here. I'm just saying, like, there is a connection between that kind of belief, that kind of, I'm not saying promoting a religion. I'm saying this belief system.
Yeah.
And believing in
there's
the
values in the
yeah.
message. Yeah.
And they're connected, and it's this teaching system that says, hey, people are more important than things, okay? And people are more important than money. And I think we need to get back to that, because a lot of people are so focused on making money. Like, dude, first off, slow down, okay? Yeah. It's not always just about that, okay? There's a balance. Yeah. But, anyway, it's I love to hear what you're talking about and that kind of thing with working on it. So, yeah.
There's I was raised, strict Catholic and all that, and then I kind of had I had an incident, happen when I was in second grade, that kind of turned me away from a lot of that,
the church and stuff,
the church and everything,
priests,
because
yeah.
When I was in second grade, there was a visiting priest from the archdiocese that was like a psychologist. And he was not a very good guy. Leave it like that. I have burn marks on my skin still, on my upper leg from a blowtorch.
Holy shit!
Yeah, it was.
That's extreme.
Yeah,
I mean, that's
then,
like we always hear these stories about the nuns, with the rulers on your knuckles and stuff. But damn, dude,
it was. Said it was more psychological the psychological trauma was worse than
of course,
actual physical scars. Because, like, when you think about it, it's like it's not fun to think about, first of all, and second of all, it's difficult because my entire family is strict Catholic. Yeah. So of course, like, I didn't want to say anything because I've always been a person, even when I was really little, that was happier when other people around me were happy. So if other people around me were sad, I would bask in that emotion and become sad. Or if some other people were, I don't know. It's like
so you didn't want to tell them anything that would make them sad. So
I was always concerned about others more than myself, even from a young age. So
you never told your family about this?
I did, but
okay.
Recently, but. Like I carried that, and it was a lot because I didn't want to like uproot their entire world of like their belief, because that was what was holding the family together, was their faith and their God. It was a lot, and then like the whole thing that came out of it, and it was a lot, and I started losing weight, and I'm realizing that even helped with when I was over 300 pounds and I would play airsoft every single weekend. I'd get chafing between my legs, and that was made worse by the scar tissue. So it was like a cheese grater on my other thigh, just going back and forth, back and forth. And a lot of people there, I didn't know, like, why are you waddling? Well, it's because my thigh is literally cheese grated.
Oh shit.
So like, and I didn't say any of that, but like,
anyone that hasn't had chafing on your inner thighs, you don't even know what the hell we're talking about. Okay, go put like Vaseline on the in between your thighs and put sand on it, and then walk for 10 miles in like skinny jean shorts. Okay, then come talk to me. But if you haven't had chafing in between your thighs, you don't even know, bro.
Yeah, and then
it hurts.
When you're at Ballahack, it was worse because with the inherent swamp butt you get in the shorts,
the swamp
it makes the chafing even worse.
Oh, absolutely.
So that 113 degree, 85% humidity day was one of the worst chafings I've ever had in my entire life.
Yeah,
but I've kind of gotten through the whole thing, and I'm glad that I got through it with my
good for you, man.
Kindness intact. I didn't lose.
Well, yeah, you didn't turn bitter. You didn't turn bitter. You got better. So you can be bitter. You can get better, and anything, any kind of struggle, whatever happens to us in life, whether it does like something like that. And I'm really glad that you came out on the good end.
Yeah,
right. Dude, for real. I'm proud of you, man. Good.
There's like for instance, like it's not even like you things you don't think about when you hear about like victims of this stuff. Like for instance, like when I was going through, you remember I don't know if it was Modern Warfare 1 or 2 was the favela map. I forget. No, it was 2 or 3. I think it was 2 was favelas, right? With the map and the Brazilian favela. Okay. And in that, you have to chase that guy and you run him down before you get to the shanties and the favelas.
Right.
And when you tackle this guy, or you shoot him in the calf, which is the easy way out of it.
Yep.
When you tackle that guy, which is the way everyone else used to do it, and he gets put in a chair. And in the original, there were electric,
yes,
the prongs.
Yeah.
But in the remake, when I was playing it, Ghost has a blowtorch in his hand, and I like when I was playing, a friend of mine was right next to me who I had never told about that, and I started having like an episode because I saw
like
of the blowtorch torture. It brought back everything, and I had like stuffed that down for years. Like I hadn't thought of that for like at least 4 or 5 years. And then that's all it took was that. And I started having like a hyperventilation episode on a sofa with one of my best friends right next to me. I couldn't have been safer. But like that's the kind of stuff like you don't need. And then like for instance, like a lot of people don't take people take for granted a lot of things in life. But one of the things I will never have again is even just being able to change my clothes without thinking about that.
Yeah, you see it or feel it.
Because since it happened in second grade, so my skin healed relatively well.
Right.
But when I go airsofting, the skin's pores open up. I guess for sweating purposes, and that's just how biology works. But I figured out when my pores open up, the scar tissue gets worse, and it goes back to sort of how it would have looked like.
Yeah.
And it's a lot when you come back. You're taking a shower, and you just go through a whole thing, while you're under the water. It's like people take it for granted the fact that they can take a shower without having a
bad memory,
a whole memory issue. Like there's things like then there's like just for the fact that we have running water and like a lot of the world doesn't. Like it's a lot to go on. Like people, I find that if you're grateful for everything in your life,
yeah,
you'll take very little for granted.
Dude,
There's
listen.
very little you'll take for granted if you thank the powers that be for
And this goes
everything
for,
positive.
I 100% agree. And this is something that I've been doing for a lot of years, off and on. But recently, like in the last, year or so, has been doing it every day, like consistently. I have another notebook here that's already filled up. And front and back pages. I even have like whatever I have on hand. If I didn't have a notebook, I have printer paper sitting here.
Okay.
I write a journal every day. And the first thing I start with is list everything I'm grateful for. And so this is a pro tip for anyone out there. If you're dealing with anxiety, depression, all these, you can't control your thoughts in your head. I'm going to tell you, I'm no guru, okay? But I'm going to tell you, start, and this ain't my idea, okay? But start writing down every single morning when you wake up. The first thing you do, don't look at your phone. Don't get all stressed out. Don't be looking at social media, okay? Because unless you follow a lot of positive channels, the first thing you're going to see is probably negative or going to give you a negative, effect. Don't even look at your phone. Get up, go in, take your little piss or whatever, and go get your journal and write down everything you're grateful for in your life. It will start your day out 100% better than what than what you do when you don't do that. It's super helpful. It's super helpful. And all of us have, not most people don't have like the perfect upbringing in life, right? Like your childhood throughout, like, you're going to have some experience in your life that's going to have a negative impact and carry with you that negative mental part throughout your life until you deal with it, and where it kind of fades, right? You have to deal with it to get it to fade. If you don't deal with it, like you said, if you push it down and forget about it, something's going to spark it, and those emotions are going to come back and be super strong. But if you deal with it mostly, like you write it down, you write down what you're thankful for, and you write down maybe some of those things that, hey, you know what? I thought about this today, this negative thing. Write it out. I'm telling you, I don't know why it's so powerful when you write something out, because I know there's some kind of connection when as you're writing, you have to read you have to think about what you're writing. Then you have to write it, and you're reading it while you're writing it, and it makes this huge impact on you. So
what I do this every morning, where when I right before I go to sleep, I think of 3 positive things that happened to me that day.
Nice.
And then when I wake up, I think of 3 positive things I want to do for other people that day. That's what I do, because I remember when I go to sleep, I try to remember the positive things that were done for me. Yeah. And then when I wake up, I try to think of positive things I do for other people. Yeah. And it's that circle of positivity that, helps keep me going.
For sure, man.
Yeah,
that's awesome. Well, all right, so what do you got for Airsoft stuff? What do you got coming up? Are you doing anything big for the before the end of the year? Are you going to go to Rev this year?
Okay, so the the Knights of Gonk will be at Z6, which is a zombie apocalypse event at Ballahack.
Okay.
The Knights of Gonk will also be at Rev Omega at Ballahack. I think more of us will be at Rev, but there's still a fair number of us at Z.
Now, is that a team, the Knights of Gonk?
It's the
COG.
It's the player faction. But it's a whole thing. It's literally we had like around 40 people at Fertile Crescent 8 at the end of it. And we came home with around 30% of the victory coins for Gaia.
Okay.
So it was a big thing. Out of we got 10 victory coins out of 50-ish, I believe it was. I don't know how many exactly they had.
I gotcha. So when you say the COG is going to be at Rev, or they're going to be at a certain event,
Gonk.
Oh, Gonk.
Gonk. Yeah.
I thought you said earlier it was COG because Knights of Grunk.
How dare you blaspheme the Gonk God's name?
I said Gronk. Oh my God, I'm thinking of football. I'm sorry.
I let
I should
that
be
slide.
punished. I should be punished. What do I do?
There's,
Do I get
there's literally
lashings?
funny thing. There's literally a shame roll for people that say anything else than the word gonk in gonk talk in
Yeah,
the
there you go.
Discord.
All right, what punishment would I get if I was on the field right now? Getting shot? What do I have to wear, a dunce hat or something?
I mean, no. There,
You
you get
could post
shamed
a
for quite a
meme. You could
while if you
post
intentionally
a
did
picture of
that.
me with a poop emoji over my head or something. Okay.
I mean, there's one time where we were at I think it was Fertile Crescent 8, and there was a guy that was informing and pretended to try to be one of us.
Yeah.
And he was informing, and I ended up publicly executing him in the center of town and doing this whole like hear ye, never. Then I was like doing this whole
with
like,
a gun or a
thing,
sword.
this big show of it. I was like, I did this thing where I was like, should we destroy this fool, this blasphemer? Like this whole thing, like it was funny as hell. And I had like people doing like the gladiator thumbs down for him. It was so
Right.
good. Like, it was great.
Now, did you chop his head off with a sword, or did you shoot him?
I shot him in the back of the plate carrier because I wasn't gonna shoot him at point blank in the skin. That's kind of a dick move. Shot him in the fake plate carrier. But
I mean, if you want to teach him a lesson,
cool. Huh?
If you want to teach him a lesson, you gotta shoot him where it hurts. Okay.
No,
shoot him in the butt cheek.
I did. Well, there was
that's always a safe spot.
At Rev 12, there was a guy. I had a tail. This guy was tailing me, trying to figure out what mission I was doing.
Oh, okay.
So I figured out that I had a tail. Like, actually, if I had clipped this, I could have done like, oh my god, it's Jason Bourne. Like the clip, that would have been hilarious. But I figured out that I had a tail because this guy was behind me for like, I walked around the whole lake, which is like the whole pond, which is a remote route for him to just follow loosely behind me. Okay. And then what I did was I went into town and this guy was behind me, and I was like, okay, this is completely sus. So I really quickly darted behind in these Connex boxes, and while he looked to the side, and then he's like looking around, like, and I was like, okay, he's following me.
Yep.
So I got behind him, and this is back when I had a hand cannon. I had a I think Boba Fett's gun from Star Wars. That's got a long, cylindrical barrel. Well, right. I had a 3D print kit for that, for the Hater revolver, with no stock. So it literally just looked like I had like a 40 mic long barrel revolver.
Cow.
That's what it looked like. It wasn't. Yeah. It was just a Hater revolver. Yeah. But it looked so scary. So I took that and I had it in this I had it in a calf holster that I could literally just like take it out, and it was like long as hell.
Oh
so
my
I took
god!
It out and I went like this, and I just went and I put it behind him, and I was just like, "Are you following me?" And he's like, I went, and it just goes. His hands went up so fast. It was like I was like,
oh my god!
It was like I was there to ATF open up.
That's so awesome. Yeah.
And I ended up executing him by shooting him in the butt cheek. I was like, you can't do that. That was funny. I got one for each butt cheek. I was like, you deserve that. And he was like,
there you go.
He was like, I know. And then, the best shenanigans happen at Rat events. It's so fun.
There's so many people and Swamp
so
Snipers.
Many different people.
I feel like he brings this. He's always brought a really cool vibe to his.
For instance, the last day of Rev 12, I was on Swamp's team for the last 30 minutes, and that was the first time that you're gonna hear when he drops Rev 12 anyone yell "Gonk wills it," because I was on his team, and with every single kill, I yelled "Gonk wills it." I was really being an advantageous marker. And this guy next to me would go, "Gonk what?" Or like, "Gonk who?" And I didn't plan that. That was just some random stranger saying, "Gonk where?" Just doing that every single time. Okay, and I had this HPA tapped Reaper shotgun that literally goes 50. It has 50 feet and then it spreads.
Right. So I've seen those.
I put the Russian CQB version of the HPA tab in the back, and I
Okay.
wrapped it in on tape, and I screwed it in, and it's like so cool. And you can just be like, and it goes like so far, and then it just starts
Right.
to. So I got this one quad kill with one shot. You can shoot 6. You can shoot 3 or 6 out of it at once.
Right.
BB.
You can set it to 3 or 6. Yeah.
3 or 6. So I shot 6, and I got 4 people in one pump.
Holy crap!
And I was the coolest one ever. That was almost as cool as I double loaded a sniper by accident, and I got 2 people. I killed 2 people.
Holy!
I didn't realize it was already racked. So I racked it again, and just as they started running across the field in ambush, and I shot into a bunch of people, and I got 2 people. It literally went like this, and I got 2
split
people.
out. Oh
I was
my
like,
God.
that is too good. And I'm looking down the scope, like, did I fire 2? Because 2 people went like that, and I was like, let's go. It was so cool. But like the vibe of Balahack is just so fun.
Yeah.
If you were planning on
really
going,
want to talk to this dude, man. I've always wanted to talk to him since we started our channel.
yeah,
I watch a lot of his videos, and the one where he did the was it last year or the year before, where he did the one of the events, Chimera, I think. He stained the pond red.
yeah,
So-
that was Fertile Crescent.
Okay.
Yeah, I was
And
there
he
for
showed
that
a video of that, and it was like he was explaining this red dye stuff. It was like
one.
it was like a good
Oh my god, I have a funny
thing,
story
bacteria
about
thing.
that.
What's that?
I have a really funny story about that red dye.
Really?
Yeah.
Let's hear it.
Well, the hotel we stayed at for Fertile Crescent 8
Yeah.
said, we don't care, just walk through with your guns. We don't care if they're out. We actually like looking at them. So
Yeah.
me, as the idiotic person that I was, after being red dye-ified all over my body in a white shirt, so I look like I just murdered like 16 people.
Oh my God.
And I have a full medal gun with
No
no
way.
orange tip. And I'm
Oh my
carrying
God.
it into the lobby, literally like this, like I'm gonna just go do everyone down, It looks like I'm gonna rob the place.
Oh my
And I
God.
walk in there, and the guy behind the counter, I swear to God, he goes, brother, if that was me, I'd already be dead. Dying. I was laughing so hard for like so long. It was so funny.
That's
That guy
hilarious.
was hilarious. That guy was comedy gold. And he was the guy that let us all stay in the same room. It was great. We didn't have to pay for 2 rooms. We just slept on the floor. He was so funny. He would
that's
comment
awesome.
on every single kid that walked through. Every kid he had a comment, but that was my favorite one.
Oh,
I
that's
literally
awesome.
I had red all over my face, like splatter. Like this guy was using a thing that looked like splatter. And I looked like I just like gone into my old office and just like decided to revenge the people that fired me. Like, it was awful. And there were literally people that were like in their seats at the little meeting / free content of breakfast area. When I walked in, they just went. Like, I felt so bad as soon as I looked down at myself, and I was like, it's airsoft. It's just airsoft.
Oh my God.
And then, of course, my friends walk in their entire kit 2 seconds later, and I'm just like, shit, we're getting the cops called on us. Because the one guy literally had like his ski mask on, and I was like, dude, take that off. It was bad. It looked like we were about to no rush in the hotel. Like, it was that bad.
For real, bro. Oh my God.
Then that's one of the craziest stories. That guy's comment was so funny.
Well, I wonder, like the general public, most of the general public does not know airsoft. Like you can say paintball, and they'll go, "Oh yeah, okay."
I've found that out. You can say it's paintball, more tactical, less.
Yeah. But if you walk into a place like what you're talking, that scenario, and there's a bunch of strangers there, and they're looking at you like, "Holy shit!"
Yeah.
Like, what is this? They're getting on the defensive. You'd be like, "Oh no, it's a paintball event." They'll understand way more.
Yeah.
Well, especially because in their mind they go, "Oh yeah, paintball splatters. Okay, so it causes this color stuff." Airsoft, a lot of people don't even know what the word is. Like I wore this airsoft shirt. I was doing a test, right?
Okay.
And I went to this is last year, and I went to a like we went to a shopping mall, we went to a restaurant, we went to I wore this Airsoft shirt after, and
Okay.
and it just said Airsoft, and then it was like literally it was really bland, but it was a
Okay.
blue shirt with Airsoft real prominent here, and then a kind of like a shadow, like it faded out underneath
Okay.
it, so it was like Airsoft, 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 Airsoft,
Yeah.
all the way
It was like
down.
one of those like '80s, like cop
Yeah,
photos, like when it shows
right.
up and goes up like
Yep,
that. Yeah.
and then fade,
Yeah.
So I and
Right.
as we're standing there waiting for at the restaurant, I was like, people were looking at the shirt, and I go, "Do you guys know what Airsoft is?" And
Yeah.
they were like, "No." I said, "You never heard of it?" And they were like, "No." I was like, "Oh, it's like paintball." And they're like, "Oh, okay." And then these other people came in, and I was like, "You know what Airsoft is?" No. So we're walking through the mall, and I was asking everybody, "Y'all, you ever hear Airsoft?" No. I was like,
Yeah.
"Holy dude!" I was
I'll,
I couldn't believe how many people in the general public, old, young, whatever, didn't even know
um,
what. Now
I'm
the
gonna tell you one
younger,
of my
like the
favorite things. The
teens,
word,
they
the
knew.
word, the word airsoft was
Yeah,
mistaken for. I was talking to someone about airsoft in a restaurant, just talking about it,
yeah,
and it was I forget if it was someone I wanted to 3D print something for me for, and I was gonna send them the design. I was talking about airsoft, and someone came over and said you shouldn't talk about that stuff in a public place, and I was like, what do you mean? And she goes, I hear you talking about how you're airsoft, and I was like, what? And she thought that I meant that I was having ED problems, that I was airsoft in the private area.
that what?
That's what she thought I was talking about.
That's
She had no
weird.
idea. She heard the word airsoft and just
Airsoft.
assumed that I had erectile dysfunction somehow. I
Holy
don't know.
shit!
So this person walks
Oh
over and
my
is just like,
god!
"How dare you talk about this in a public place?" And so I was just like, I played along, and I was like, "Ma'am,
Airsoft. I'm
I,
trying
I,
to
I
think.
love
Like,
doing this. By the way, I'll play along to anything. I told her, I
yeah,
was like,
yeah.
"Ma'am, I don't like the fact that you're screaming about my medical issue." So funny. And then she immediately was like apologizing when she was like publicly doing it. And I was like, "Ma'am, just so you know, it's actually a sport. I'm not. I don't have a said issue." And then she told me to go f myself and then flip me off. And I was
Oh
like,
my
"Well, now you're
god.
doing that. Now you're doing that openly in a family restaurant. Like, of
Oh
course."
my god.
Um, that was that
Oh,
was
that's
that was interesting.
wild.
And then one of my favorite experiments I've done in a mall that I plan to do again on video
Okay.
is I recently started dressing a little bit more professionally when I go out, just because you never know who you're going to meet when you're out there,
Yeah.
and I want to make a good impression. So I started, wearing a little bit better, more like no board shorts or sweatpants. I started wearing a little bit nicer clothes.
Yeah.
So I went
Dress it
out
up
and
a
I
little
had to
bit.
go. I
Yeah.
went to this party in a friend group of mine that I needed to go to, and it was a suit. It needed a suit. So I went and I bought a suit. So I lost a lot of weight recently. None of my suits fit. So I was like, crap, I need to buy a suit. So I bought this suit, and I bought like a Coach, some Coach cologne and a bunch of other stuff. And I was
Is that
walking
like a
through the
brand? That's a
mall.
brand, right?
Yeah,
Coach.
it's
Okay.
a
Okay.
relatively, medium. It's not like Gucci, but it's not like Macy's
Well,
brand. It's like in between.
I've heard the only time I've heard Coach is with as far as like
Yeah.
stuff like that, whatever it is. My wife said something about a Coach purse.
No,
Not
I
that
don't
she
know.
wants one,
But it's
like
yeah.
she pointed one out or something. I was like, I don't even know what that is. I don't
It's
know. Okay.
a fashion
So
brand, but
now does Coach
um,
Cologne? How does it compare to the other? I'm looking for a
see,
decent
like,
cologne.
okay,
Is it good
so
or
I
is it
used to
overpriced?
use just regular, Destination XL cologne. That's what I used to use,
Okay.
and that was $49 for that
Yeah.
exact one. And then I went to Macy's and I was like, I'm going to a really like a high, super duper, fancy-ish event. And I
Yeah.
don't really want to use, store cologne. I want to use like a brand name cologne. I got one for you. So they gave me a couple options. And I picked out this one Coach cologne. And I was very surprised that it was $109,
Woo! How big was the
which is
bottle? Show me.
a lot cheaper than I thought it would be.
Oh shit!
Because
No, that's expensive to me.
I was thinking like DXL, is around 50.
Yeah.
So, and that's like literally a men's clothing store brand. Like, it's not like they have their own brand of stuff, but then they also carry Ralph Lauren and other stuff and their stuff as well. So it's like the lower end of the clones in that store. I used to work at DXL. So I was like, you know what? I'm gonna go for it. I'm gonna try it. So I was expecting something more money. I was expecting to have to say, I have to hold off on that. I'll just, use my clone. But I was like, damn, that's actually not overly expensive. They showed me a Gucci cologne. It was like $5. And I was like, what's the point of that? It doesn't smell any better. Just so you could say you're wearing
Gucci
Gucci.
cologne was how much now?
It was $470 something.
Holy shit!
Yeah, it was a lot.
That's
so once you
insane,
get into
bro.
those like Armani, Gucci, all that stuff, it gets expensive. I'm
gonna tell you, bro. I've never in my whole life. I'm 52 years old. I've never bought cologne for myself. So when you're telling me these prices, I'm not putting it down or nothing. So to me, it's relative, right?
I had to justify it to myself first.
You're saying 109, and I'm like, holy shit! I wouldn't spend $10. What are you talking about? Like, I use the dollar store deodorant, and I smell good. I don't give a fuck. Okay.
Yeah. Well, like, I don't know.
Okay.
So the Coach cologne was very nice. Anyway,
do you still have it?
So I go through the getting back to the story. We got so sidetracked on the cologne. Getting back to the original point of the story was I dressed to the nines and I went to the mall.
Okay.
I dressed 100% looking like I belonged in like a Lamborghini or something.
Oh shit!
I had a one of my collecting. I used to collect watches. So I had like an $800 watch on. I was looking really good.
Yeah.
And I'm walking through the mall, and I never had this happen to me in my life before. But a jewelry store owner in the mall called me over to show me Rolexes.
Yeah.
And he was like, I was dumbfounded. I was like, I'll put on a Submariner just to say I've worn a Submariner, I was like, this is awesome. He gives me a Submariner and it's like, try it on. How do you like it? And I'm just like, damn. I'm gonna look forward to someday or something. I don't know. Like it's insane. And then like he shows me like an Omega and a Tudor. And I'm just like, Jesus, how price tags on these things? It's like you can buy 2 Civics for what that one Rolex.
I was gonna say, what? How much are they? Like 10 grand.
The one Rolex that I tried on my wrist is how many? I mean, first of all, the airsoft gun, the lever action, is worth more than my car is appraised for. Like my car is appraised at just under I think it's $1,000.
Right. So your car's older though. Yeah.
Right, I'm trying to think if it's $1,000, right? So, I mean, I am horrible at math. I have dyscalculia, which means, math is extremely weird. I'm going to do it on my calculator real quick because I'm stupid.
Okay. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, the calculations of exactly how many of my cars that watch was worth. Because it's a crazy number to think about. Okay. 4 wheels and an engine that goes 0 to 60 in enough seconds to have fun is worth how many of those? Let's see. Let me see. Let's do... that would be... Actually, I did that wrong. I think that would be a dividing... Guess how many cars?
10.
Roughly.
5. 20. I don't know.
Oh my god.
I have no idea.
52.
Jesus.
52 of my car's worth would have been on my wrist at one point for a fat 3 minutes. 52 of my cars.
So I understand craftsmanship. I understand handmade things. I understand value. Yeah. The value we put, on things that we agree that, hey, this is, valuable, whatever. So that's overpriced, right? For a watch. I don't care how precise.
So it's yikes.
I don't care how precise. The cost to make that watch.
Yeah.
I don't know what the markup it's got to
it had
be
diamonds and it was
million
gold. And it had
percent.
all
I
this
don't
other
fucking
stuff in
know.
it.
I don't know.
It had diamonds. It was gold. Like it was like really
Okay.
bling worthy
I mean,
watch.
even
But, like,
then, bro, like I don't,
yeah,
dude,
it
it's
was insane. But
it's
I mean, to put
crazy.
that in perspective, that lever action is worth 7 to 10 of my cars. So
Oh my god,
that lever action is worth a lot. Um,
that's
yeah,
crazy, bro.
I roughly paid for parts, the original gun, and all that stuff
Yeah.
around $2,200 for that gun. To have totally the way I wanted it. And
Okay.
I had it appraised after it was all put together, and I had it ratified that it was one of two. And the guy was like, because of your design choices, like if you'd chosen like a toxic green stock, this would be much less money. But because you chose this beautiful wood with the color coordination and all that stuff, it's worth anywhere from $7,500 to $10,000
Yeah.
if someone's willing to
That's
pay that. Of
crazy.
course.
Right. Right.
But
Of course.
that's what it's official appraisals at.
Okay.
But like I wouldn't pay that much money for it. Like
Right. I mean, well,
I don't know.
that's the crazy thing about like collectible stuff is
Yeah.
like Pokemon cards, or certain,
Oh
like
yeah.
the last few years, they're going
I
crazy,
mean,
and then
let me see. There's a bunch of
that's
cards right
insane,
here.
bro. Have you seen the Oliver Anthony song
Yeah.
thing? He so I guess he was doing a
Let me see.
concert with someone in Kentucky or something,
Here, like,
and
for instance, I have this on my desk right now.
oh, okay,
I have a bunch of. I'm a card collector. I do on the side. I do a lot of card stuff. Like
okay,
I think I have some signed ones in this packet. Like
yeah,
yeah, like I used to have a lot of really good baseball cards, and then spring cleaning happened, and I was not home,
oh shit,
and probably close to over $100,000 was in the trash.
that's crazy.
I was livid, to say the
I
least.
wonder, I wonder how many times that's happened in the
Man,
past, 30 years where some of these original, big name baseball player cards, whatever, were
yeah.
just tossed because somebody didn't
I
know.
mean, the amount of like
That's
insane rookie cards
crazy.
that I had a special card that I pulled out of a pack when I was young.
Yeah.
A 2005 card that had a piece of David Ortiz's worn World Series jersey in it,
Huh.
and it was signed by David Ortiz, and it was like one of something card,
Oh shit.
and it was like I don't want to even look up what that would be worth right now because it was thrown out
Oh, it's
with
thrown
with
out.
everything else, and that's like. And then I had a bunch of Pokemon cards. I had all
Oh
this other
my
stuff.
god.
I had old Transformers when I was a kid. Like I had all these toys.
Get them in
Beyblades,
boxes or
that
whatever.
old Beyblades that are worth a lot now.
Yeah.
Then don't even get me started on the Yu-Gi-Oh cards that got thrown out because
Yeah.
that was cool. When I learned that, I was like, I cried literally.
I'm
That would
sure.
have been retirement at an early age. When I looked up some of the prices, like the first edition, I had all 5 pieces of the first edition Exodia, which was like is a big deal because they're 5 different cards you had to get through pack. It wasn't a promo version, so I had to
Oh,
pull
okay.
5 different cards that were linked to create like this ultimate, Yu-Gi-Oh monster. And like the fact that the head right now is worth more money than like I even know about. This if I had the whole thing, like it's like it was,
Holy
and it's in a
shit.
dumpster somewhere. If the crash guy didn't take it out and be like, "Oh, I'm gonna save that," which I hope that actually happens, but it didn't get incinerated. Like Jesus. I had a
It's in a trash
Hollow
pile.
Charizard first edition. That was painful. That got water damage though. That wasn't thrown out.
Okay,
I
okay.
was flood damaged. I was literally beating myself up left and right for that, leaving it in the basement.
Oh, that's crazy.
Yeah, and then I had Ken Griffey Jr.'s rookie card, Alex Rodriguez's rookie card. I had a ceremonial Mickey Mantle first pitch card from like when he did his first ceremonial first pitch.
Holy shit.
That wasn't like that. That wasn't like anything like a Mickey Mantle card that you'd think like going for millions, but it was
Okay.
several $1,000s worth of a card.
Right.
That was a lot for a little square of cardboard. You know what I mean? Like,
Of
I don't know.
course.
That was a lot. But what are you gonna do? But like, make the current life miserable, thinking about what could have been, doesn't help anybody to do that.
No, it doesn't help anybody.
Yeah, he's got to
that's,
move forward. It's
yeah, you
still
gotta move
painful to
forward.
move forward, knowing that was just.
Yeah, I never understood the collectible thing.
Yeah.
I guess because I've not ever been a collector, so
Okay.
I always felt like always felt like more disconnected with material things.
Okay.
I always felt more in touch with the spiritual world. Not even like Christianity, just my mom or my dad's mom was American Indian.
Okay.
Crow Indian. So I didn't actually find that out until I was like 12 years old, but I always felt like I was more attached to nature than stuff, like man-made things. And
I mean, it's a good way to grow up, because nowadays
I spent
a
shit ton of time in the woods, and part of one of the reasons I thought about going in the military when I was young, and I always and I'm still like that today. Honestly, I feel more like I don't really get involved in the like, oh, I want this thing as a collectible on my wall to show somebody. I guess I'm not putting it down. It's more of a I'm not interested in it because it doesn't hold that much value to me, because it's a material thing that's it's going away. Like, it's not useful. So it's not a useful tool.
I'm staring at a Funko Pop behind you.
I know, right? I know. Look, dude. So
I can't not look at that while you're talking.
No, it's
so funny.
So my daughter and son-in-law gave that to me as a gift. They just got married last year, and they gave that to me as a gift because they know I'm a Halo fan.
Okay.
And so I was like, oh, this is nice. And then they told me. So Wally is her husband. He said, look, don't take it out of the box unless you really, really want to. Like, if you have a special thing to put it on.
Yeah.
But don't take it out of the box. I was like, why? Like, collectible stuff? He's like, yeah, like a collectible. I was like, okay. So I left it in the box. It's the only thing in my whole life that I left in the box. I'm not kidding. Like, so I have this Lego set that they got me. It's still in the closet over here, and I haven't built it. They were like, if you build it and then put it in a thing, like a case, it's some kind of car. I don't know whatever it's associated with, but if you build it and put it in a case, it'll be a collectible. I'm like, so I started building it one day, and I got like, I don't know, not even halfway done. So I got bored, and I'm like, So I put it back in the box. And every time my daughter comes over, she's like, oh, I see you haven't finished your Lego set we got you. I'm like, I'm sorry. Okay. I don't know.
I was walking through the same mall I was walking through. They opened up these guys opened up a Lego store where they sell like Lego sets that they'll buy your old Lego sets if you have all the pieces.
Okay.
And then they resell it, and it's like really cool because you can like trade in your old Lego sets for even older ones or newer ones, whatever. But like, it makes me really wish I'd not opened some of my old Lego sets, because like you see this one Lego set and you're like, God damn! When I was like, I want to say the 5th grade, they came out with a Lego Death Star.
Oh.
The Death Star 2, Lego Death Star. And that Death Star was apparently the hardest build to date until that day. Until like the next hardest build came out. It was the hardest build to that date of any Lego set.
Yeah. And
I looked at the price, and I looked up the sky, and I just went, oh. $7,300?
Holy shit.
For a sealed Lego set.
No.
I was like, I mean,
not happening, bro.
Damn.
No. Not happening.
That was crazy. It was Lego Death Star 2.
I really feel like now I feel like I would probably, if I had so much money that would be even a thought in my mind to get something like that, for myself. I don't think I would ever get to that point. And I'm not
I
saying
feel guilty about
I'm
it,
good.
honestly.
I wouldn't even be in that position, because if I made something, a business or something that made so much money consistently, I would never have that much on hand to buy frivolous stuff. It would be going out to help the world. Like I'm not, and I'm not saying I'm a, let's, there needs to be more. Look, if you're able to build something and you're blessed with this, good results from hard work. I mean, it ain't gonna just fall in your lap. But
nothing ever does.
Yeah, so why just keep it with your own family? Like, if you have enough to provide good blessings for your own family, why not put it out in the world? Like, why not? And I'm not talking about just frivolously give to some charity, but start spreading it out. I don't know. I can't imagine myself having ever be in a position where I would look at some of these collectibles and go, yeah, I want to put that on my wall. Like, that just, it ends so quickly. Life ends so quickly. We just never know. It's not guaranteed. And you're, the remembrance of what you're doing when you're helping people, and those memories you're creating, that lasts a lot longer than some material thing that's that means a lot to you but not other people. So it's going to fall off the wall and deteriorate and go into dust, just like our bodies. Like, I don't know.
100%.
Yeah.
I'm trying to find this one. I did a video. I think I took it down because it got cited. Damn it. I did a video where I took 3 commercials from the time, and I fun stuff. I took 3 commercials from the time of when I made that video. Yeah. And then I cut one of the commercials during the commercial, like hear the commercial. The commercials were the chalice, Matt Damon with that Stella Artois chalice about making aqueducts, and he bought this Stella Artois chalice, and if he bought the chalice, that he would build an aqueduct in an African country or something.
No, I didn't see that.
If enough people bought the chalices, it was like a NFL commercial would come on every once in a while.
Okay.
And then the other one was, when they had that commercial about the world stopped and you had to keep running, like a shoe commercial. Everyone had to run, and they would keep the axis of the earth going or something.
No, I didn't see that either. Okay.
Commercial you could ever think of, but I stopped it directly out of the middle of that commercial. And then it came on with the national alert system of the Russian fighter jets over the United States. And it was a very elaborately edited video that was meant to be a prank for my family. And this is the funniest thing. So I got the actual like NORAD, event, like a literal, I don't know what the evacuation system. I don't know what it's called. Like the
emergency, the emergency service thing. Yeah.
So I got that off YouTube, and I put it to the pranks. And we were watching a commercial break on the TV at like a family thing, and I put it on. Just really quickly, I said I got to check something on my Xbox. So I put it on the Xbox, and because I think our team was losing, they were like, "Oh, we can put something else on. You can just do whatever." So I was like, "All right, we can do something." A couple of cousins can like watch something. So I put something on with commercials, and I got it where the commercial that normally went before, there was a really string of commercials that normally happened together. It was really weird.
Yeah.
Right before Stella Artois, I was like I was waiting for this commercial that normally, one of 3 commercials normally happened before that. It was like an ASPCA commercial. It was like a string of commercials that made you feel sad. I didn't know why. But like, and then that commercial came on and I was like, all right, game time. So I went in there and I was like, I switched it to the recording of the my video. And that was the first time I really had a lot of fun watching my family just devolve into chaos. Well, they thought the Russians were literally over Trenton at that point in time.
Oh my
I
God.
was laughing so hard. I was really trying to keep it together for the longest time. And then my mom goes,
awesome.
she's like, the mom goes and she goes, I have and I was like, we're stopping this right now. Like, no, I'm not giving you a hard
time. You can't leave this house. Like, that is.
So I was like, don't let it leave. I was like,
prank,
let's not
dude.
make this nationwide panic over.
Oh, I love it.
So I was like, everyone, that late April Fools. It was an Easter party.
Oh my God, that's awesome.
It's so funny because I always my family always does pranks for April Fools. It's just a thing.
Okay.
Like my uncle once put fake bullet holes in people's cars and then played like a.
Oh, nice.
And it's like we do all these funny pranks.
Bullet sound or gunshot sounds.
The only person smiling was my Uncle Paul. I was dying.
Yeah. Okay.
That was hilarious.
He understood.
He was like, you understood the assignment and went above and beyond.
Right. Oh, that's awesome.
And then, like, it's funny. Like, my dad always told stories about how when he was in like the military, all the pranks that would happen, all the fun stuff. So I was like, you know what? I'm getting in on this.
Oh, it's fun. It's fun.
My dad told the story. My dad worked at Walter Reed for a little while. And there's this one doctor that loved his like really ornamental rug. This guy bought this rug, and it was in his office. He had this rug in his office that was like the only luxury that the floor CEO signed off on to be in his office. Like, it's this rug, and he loved it, and he would not stop talking about it to everybody. So he would brag about this expensive rug that looked so interesting in his office. Every single conversation he got a chance to brag about it to.
Oh God!
So by the end of like a month. Everyone's fed up. So my dad in the Army, you can't just stop with a simple, stop doing that. So my dad goes up and he's like, he goes to the CEO first, like the literal commander of Walter Reed at that point. And he goes, I don't know if you've heard about the rug. And he goes, don't get me started on the rug. So my dad goes, well, I want to prank this guy. And then the CEO just goes, I'll sign off on it. Do it. So before doing it, every single person on the floor was in on it.
Yeah.
Like literally 100 people or so. Like, there's a lot of people on the floor. We're all in on this prank to take his rug and put it behind the sofa in the employee break room.
Oh shit.
So they did a steal your bed, but with the rug.
Yeah.
And then they put it behind the sofa. And they let him complain about how would someone steal a rug? How'd they get into a military base to steal a rug? Yada, 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 yada. He's going off and he's trying to figure out, he's going full on like Inspector Gadget, trying to figure out who stole the rug. Was it one of my coworkers? Was it not?
Yeah.
The whole time
Sherlock
my dad
Holmes,
is
baby.
My dad is just like, I can't believe someone stole your rug.
Right. How long did they let it go on?
Months go on.
No way.
Months go on. And
Holy
no one cracked.
shit.
No one cracked. And finally he's getting so upset. The one person said, if you don't tell him, I'm going to tell him. So my dad walked up to him one day at the mess and just goes, so, that rug? I might have a lead on it. It was so funny. And it's
shit.
so and they finally showed it to him and he was like, he was right this whole time. And then years later, that doctor that was the guy with the rug is a specialist in bone marrow analysis. So my dad had a case, and that guy was reviewing the analysis. And this is years later, literal decades. The first thing this guy says to my dad is, you really shouldn't have stolen that rug.
Holy shit.
It was so funny. I was like, that is
that's
amazing.
Crazy.
That's the kind of stuff that, you can tell, and everyone is it's so fun.
Dude, but if they would have kept it for the day, a couple hours.
Yeah.
And then, showed him, then he would have had a laughing moment about it. But
They wanted him to
months,
know the
bro.
suffering. Yeah.
That is like, okay, this is real. It's lost. Somebody actually took it.
Yeah.
I don't know how, but it's
Yeah, like
gone.
check the
Like it
cameras. Like,
caused.
oh, this is one of the funnier parts. The guy that is in charge of the security was like, yeah, he made up this thing about how they wiped the cameras,
Holy
like it was like a
shit.
heist or something for his stupid rug.
Oh my
I was
god.
dying. Oh my
Oh,
god.
that's
And
insane,
then
dude.
like it's so funny, and then the whole thing like with oh man, and the fact that he remembered the rug. It was just insanely funny. Like
So
years later, it stuck
now
with
you
him.
guys, your family, do they do you and your uncle? You guys, so you started doing pranks at your family,
Yeah.
and you guys still do? Or do you have a prank planned for some of the holidays coming up?
Not well. Okay, so
'Cause I need some
uh,
ideas. I want to do one on.
I got some gears. I got some gears
Okay,
working. Not quite yet. Not a fully
okay,
formed idea
okay.
yet. One of the ideas my cousin and I came up with was that there's a company that makes tattoos that you can put on that before you get a tattoo that will last like roughly a month, so you can
Yeah, I've
see if
seen
you like
the
what it looks
temporary
like.
tattoos. Yeah,
Temporary ink, yeah.
yeah.
So we were thinking of getting temp ink tattoos and going into the family Christmas party with them,
Gotcha. Okay.
and just like having everyone like die that we got matching tattoos. And then on April Fools, we were gonna be
Yeah.
like we were gonna wear long sleeves the whole winter, and on April Fools, we were gonna say that was a prank. April Fools.
Okay. Okay.
That's one of the ideas we have
That's
going.
a
But
long-term prank, man. Shit.
yeah,
I don't know if
I
I can do
mean,
that long.
I mean, then there's like, it's just some like the reason why it's like such a big thing in my family is my mom's side of the family never really did it, but then all the people that married into the family did do it. So
Yeah.
it's all the guys in the family just love it. And then like my
Gotcha.
dad's side of the family was always so unbelievably quick. Like you could say something and then you'd hear Uncle Tom in like 3 rooms down say a remark about it. Like it's like quit that fast. Like it's so fun to deal with my dad's side of the family. So like one of the best examples of this was my dad's cousin was there in it was in the Navy. Dad was in the Army. He was in the Navy, and he was in some reason I forget the reason he was in. They were going to I think they were visiting my Aunt Margie who worked at the courthouse in Philadelphia, and they were riding an elevator. And my dad was I think my dad may I don't know if he was out yet or not, but he wasn't. My dad was standing like a regular individual, that's a civilian, and then his cousin was standing at like like rest behind his back with his hands
Okay.
behind his back, like
Yeah. Parade rest. Yeah.
and yeah, and people started inching away like they thought he was handcuffed or something. And this guy is
That's awesome.
literally the approximation of the Marine boxer thug. Like he's
Uh-huh.
I've seen pictures of back then. It's like yo.
Yeah.
So my dad doesn't skip a beat. Like as soon as the guy starts inching away, my dad goes on and says, "So what they get you? What they get you for? And like how many years you get?" And then without skipping a beat, his cousin goes, and this is like they don't see each other all that often. So
Right.
he goes, "I killed a man. They gave me life, no parole." And all the lawyers and people in that elevator just literally immediately go to the edges of the elevator. Like it was so funny. Like
That's hilarious.
it's so quick with my dad's side of him. Like you can say like, and then you got like inside jokes. Like for instance, the Three Stooges was a big influence on my dad and his brother.
Gotcha.
Then like I'll walk into a family gathering, not even knowing if my Uncle Tom is there. And let's go, hey, and then I'll hear in the back of like the other side of the house, I'll just hear, bang. Hey, bird. It's a thing that happens in my dad's family. It's
Uh-huh.
just fun. Or like,
That's cool, man.
yeah.
Now, do
Like
you have siblings?
I do not have any siblings, unfortunately.
Okay.
I always thought that it would be a little more merry with someone, more close to my age. But oh well. Who knows?
Yeah, like a brother or sister you know hang out with, grow up with. I mean, you
I
always
always,
pick on them, but
I had my cousin Danny was more like the family aspect to as close to a
okay,
brother as I had. But I was always really good at making friends, like good friends. I
okay,
think like there's only like one instance really where I made a friend that I had to cut off in my entire life.
yeah,
And they cut me off because they were dickheads, but that's kids be kids.
sure,
It was three doors down. I used to hang out with them a lot, and then one day they invited me over just to say, we found a new friend group. Don't come over anymore. I was in like the first
oh
grade.
my God, okay.
Yeah. And their dad was standing right behind them, shaking
If
his head
that's
like,
not reaching out for attention, I don't know what is. Okay,
"Don't
like
come back!" Like
yeah,
Jesus. So I was like, "Oh no, I won't come back." Jesus. um, but
yeah,
like since then, like I have friends that I met in the fourth grade that I am still friends with today.
okay,
Like there's a friend group from school called the Quaker School of Horsham, which is the grade school I went to after leaving second grade to be homeschooled. The third grade, I started at TQS, the Quaker School,
yeah,
and that's where I learned to make guitars. I learned a lot of cool skills. I learned video editing there. Actually, is in a
nice,
class called the Affinity class.
okay,
Some of my best memories of my childhood were because of that school,
yeah,
and literally, I had my best friends to this day that I've known for the longest have been friends from that school. Like, I mean, I have a friend, his name is Zach, and I can't even talk enough about how lucky I am to have a friend and how we both support each other and like
that's
how
cool,
it's just like we might as well be brothers. Like it's like
right,
I would this it was one when I was watching one of those like Instagram reels where like they said the one guy that was in the mob he says if you can give me 10 regular Joes, but give me 3 motherfuckers and I will change the
yeah,
nation. And I
Joey
was like,
Diaz,
and he
baby,
said, and then of course the animated voice goes, "Take 3 motherfuckers." I was dying. He was like, "Take those 3 motherfuckers." So I tagged the 3 people that I was like, these guys would be the guys behind my back, and I couldn't
right,
think of anyone else besides friends from a long time ago. Like, I had just met some guys that I could probably count on now that I've met in Airsoft that I could definitely feel like I could count on, but like
yeah,
there's no one I'd rather have side me than my friend Zach in any instance. Like there's
that's
I could think of 1,000 ways he's helped me in the short time
yeah,
in the grand scheme of life I've known him since fourth grade. Like
that's
I
that's
can't stress enough
a
the
lot of people have
importance.
met.
Yeah,
Yeah, a
the
lot of people
importance
have met
of
a
having
lot of
friends
good
in my life.
friends through Airsoft as well. Like
Yeah,
that's the number one thing I've heard constant that I've heard through all these different people in different communities and whatever is in different upbringings and different ways they got into Airsoft is
yeah,
the community and the friends they met through it. And sometimes, childhood friends that they play with throughout. But yeah, man, that's cool. Listen,
yeah.
bro, it's been great talking with you. Um,
Yeah,
yeah, man.
definitely. I'll have
I mean,
to.
we could keep talking. It's I would love to have you on again, and I
Okay.
definitely want to have you on again for after some of your events. And I'm really
Well,
curious about the guitar thing, man, for real. Like, if you ever,
I'm considering doing a battle axe guitar, like
yeah, if you ever,
making the body look like an axe blade. That would be pretty interesting.
right, like you've got some skill there, man. You got some talent there for sure.
Yeah.
So, but tell everybody where they can find all your stuff online, and of course I'll
Okay.
post all these links in the description too.
Yeah, we got to do that lever action thing too.
Yeah, we got it. Definitely,
Yeah.
definitely.
I want to see what kind of machinations people have in store to try to top that.
Right.
I
So
want to
tell
do.
everybody where they can find all your stuff, and then we'll go over we'll recap the lever
Right.
action thing real quick, and then
Yeah, like I just started a TikTok, which is good. And I mean, good advice, because wasn't gonna start a TikTok, but I started it because people can take that and then use my name. So TikTok, Callsign Wizard YT. YouTube is just Callsign Wizard. Instagram is callsign.wizard. Right now that's it, but like it's really cool. I actually just the other day figured out on someone's phone that had never watched an Airsoft video that if you type in Callsign, Wizard is one of the options.
Holy shit.
I was so happy when I saw that. I was like,
That's
oh, that's
wild.
awesome. He'd never watched an Airsoft video in his life. It was an old boss of mine that wanted to see what I was up to.
Okay.
And he was like, I typed in call sign on his phone, and I was like, smiled ear to ear when I saw Wizard after typing in call sign.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah. Like,
yeah, man.
And like, and if you plan on going to Ballahack for Fertile Crescent 9 or Rev Omega, we're always looking for new followers of the Church of Gonk.
Okay.
And
one of those events coming up.
Early December is Rev Omega, and then they haven't announced the 2024 events yet, but I'm guessing it's going to be in April again, because
gotcha.
It was way too hot in August, and then it was the hottest day in May in Virginia history when they did it in May, of course.
Of course.
So, yeah.
Okay.
Like, whenever you go to a Virginia event, it rains. Whenever you go to a Ballahack game for Fertile Crescent, it's so hot. There's always constants in Airsoft for some reason.
Well, at least it's not boring. It gives you all something to talk about.
Facts.
Well, thank you so much, man. I appreciate it. It was great talking with you. And shout out to Matty Mo and your buddies. Sure. And yeah, man.
Matty Mo for the win, yeah.
For real, bro. That's awesome. All right, man. You have a good night.
Stay wizardly.